And now, another Rock Sports Network presentation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week, brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group. I'm Ryan Lasel, joining me, my partner Mario Granata. We're here as the 7-2 Brockport Golden Eagles, 4-1 in the Empire 8, are set to take on the 4-5 Alfred Saxons, 2-3 in the Empire 8. Alfred looking to get back to 500 to close out the season. Brockport looking to send their seniors off in style today against Alfred, as Alfred's coming off a big win last week, 42-6 against Hartwick, and obviously Brockport with their heartbreaking loss last week, 41-17 against Cortland. That was for the Empire 8 title and an automatic bid into the playoffs. So, you know, Mario, talk about a little bit from a player perspective what these teams have to play for today, as it's probably two different reasons to get on the field today.
Absolutely. Alfred trying to send their seniors off with a 500 record as they finish their collegiate career, and Brockport obviously trying to get to a bowl game and maybe an outside shot of getting into the playoffs. But, I mean, you look at it for player, you know, Gasella. You know, I mean, you want to see how he reacts and how he rebounds from having 4 interceptions against a very, very tough Cortland squad. I mean, what do you expect Mangoni to do to start the game? Do you expect him to go to the air early to show the confidence in the kid, or do you expect him to pound the rock early?
Well, we had initially talked about Jale Code having a big game today, but it looks like he's possibly going to be inactive. We saw him come out for senior day. It didn't look like he was wearing his pads, so you wonder what the running back situation is going to look like. I had joked pregame that it was going to rival his NCAA record, 50 carries in a game today. But, you know, I think like you said, Coach Mangoni has to figure out what he has in Gasella. It looks like he had finally found some stability at the quarterback position after years of really searching ever since Joe Germanario left. He's been looking for that consistency at the quarterback position. Finally seemed to find it in Gasella, and then at the worst possible time, he has his worst game of the season with 4 interceptions in the field against a power team in Cortland. And he's got to know, do I need to go out and look for another quarterback this offseason as I've done over the last few years, or can I count on my guy to bounce back after a really tough game? So I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and they sling the ball all over the field today, as opposed to, you know, trying to kind of like run the ball up the middle and just kind of run clock.
Well, if there's one area that Alfred has been susceptible all year, it has been the pass. So they've been pretty good against the run. Obviously, we know that's the bread and butter of this Brockport team. They like to run the ball, control the clock, and play punishing defense. So, you know, you and I will be in for a real treat today.
I'll be interested to see how Coach Mike Fox bounces back after this game as well. You got to think that there's going to be a lot of ears pinning back today and a lot of getting after that Alfred team.
Ryan, it was that they had giving up 43, 48 points going into the Cortland game, and they gave up 41 at Cortland. A lot of it wasn't on them, but still, he's going to come.
Senior Nate Wygant kicks off, fielded at the 15-yard line, and they try to run a little reverse pass. Was not fooled, but the return man does a good job of bouncing off it. That's Braden Alexander on the return. Good return there. Reminder today, our first half sponsor, Lattimore Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. At Lattimore, their physical therapists enjoy the work they do and bring a positive attitude to their patients' therapy experience. They want their patients' therapy to be something they look forward to each and every session. If patients tell their friends and family about their success at Lattimore, they know they've done their job. LattimorePT.com. So Alfred's going to get their start here at the 24-yard line, led by quarterback Chris Kelly, who's returning for another season at the helm of the Saxon offense. And that Brockport defense out there, headlined by Raylan's Booten at the lower half of the screen, the senior preseason All-American. He's had a heck of a career at Brockport. Run up the middle early.
Going back to that kickoff, though, Ryan, we said it in pregame. I mean, there's really nothing Alfred can't do today in this game. I mean, Brockport really has to be aware of anything that Alfred might throw at them.
Max Freeman starts the game with a carry. It's 5 yards. Tough sledding against this Brockport defense. They're in the country. They are one of the better teams, second in total defense, allowing only 188 yards, and that's well up after last week. There's the jet sweep early, just a little toss play, and that's outside to number 11 on the return there. That's Deion Anderson, and Anderson's got enough for a first down. So good start so far for Alfred.
Well, no, I mean, let's be honest. Bob Ranko, who's on the Alfred sideline, former 2016 Coach of the Year for Empire 8 after leading Alfred to a 10-0 record, and deep into the playoffs, only losing to Mount Union. So he knows how to command this offense.
Brockport, 5 straight wins against the Saxons coming into today. Last year was a 16-7 win for the Golden Eagles on the road. Gonna look to throw. He's got a man over there. That's Anderson. Good job so far by this Alfred team. They saw something against Cortland last week that worked well for the Red Dragons, and they're going right at it. That was Kelly to Anderson. That's a big gain, and they're into Brockport territory.
Well, Alfred did a great thing there. They only had a 2-man route and had a crosser and a deep post, so they ended up keeping everyone else in to protect. Was able to give him some time, and he completed the pass.
3 wide here for Kelly. He's got Freeman in the backfield with him. And they're going to give it, fake it to Freeman, look to throw over the middle and just high, intended for number 2, Jacob Kelsey. Finally got some pressure on Kelly that time, forced a high throw.
That's always that football 101. You fake the inside dive to try to get the linebackers to bite up. You throw the slant behind it. Not with these linebackers, though. They're way too experienced.
Brockport, last 4 games have outscored Alfred 122-14, looking to keep the Saxons off the scoreboard here early on their first drive. Freeman's going to get the carry right up the middle into the teeth of that defense, and that's not a good game plan for anyone against Brockport. Stopped for no gain there. First positive play result for Brockport outside of the incompletion. 12:50 left here in this first quarter. Brockport forcing a 3rd and 10 here for the Saxons, and this is where
say it.
This is where Coach Fox likes to bring a lot of heat. Look for Raylan's Booten coming off the corner. Likes to bring him from that slot position. That's where he's lined up right now, so we'll see if he comes. They got trips to that side trying to counter the pressure.
Oh, there he goes.
Brockport looking to jump, and they don't get the whistle, but pressure coming here, and they're going to call a timeout as Alfred. Yeah, Alfred. I mean, when you talk about a team, the last 4 games have been outscored, again, 122-14. You're trying to get back to 500. Every third down's a big third down for this Alfred team, even if it's the first one of the game. So, they definitely want to have a positive outcome here and try to get into at least field goal range, if not, convert on the yardage and get the first down.
Absolutely. I mean, you got a left-handed quarterback, and you're trying to see you're on the left hash, so you're going to have to be short side of the field, which is going to congest everything over there. I don't know if they wanted to go wide side with that trips formation, but either way, if you don't get the first down here, you're able to flip the field and possibly pin Brockport deep. So
now, from a quarterback perspective, is it different if Booten's coming off? It's a left-handed quarterback, so it's going to be rushing right across his face. Versus typically you'll see him come from that position; it'll be off the blind side. Does that change kind of how you're looking at things from a quarterback perspective?
Well, I've seen Booten come off both sides, quite a bit. So it's seeing him run at you. Being able to see him come at you is actually a beneficiary to the quarterback. But I've never seen a quarterback just pump it and go. He's always trying to get the ball out before he gets there, and he's so quick. And here he comes.
Here comes Brockport on the pressure. They're going to throw deep, and he's got a man down there. Just a jump ball situation. He was looking for Jacob Kelsey, and great job there for Brockport. That was Marquise Wright in coverage. Seeing some time this week is Marquise Wright. And good job defending that one. So Brockport's going to force the 3 and out here. Marquise Wright getting the start. He is a senior today, so he was honored pregame. Here comes the punt. Raylan's Booten back to return. He's going to call nothing there. Ooh, good job there by Alfred to knock that one down. That was number 7 for Alfred there, Keenan Ollison, who kept that one from going into the end zone and forcing Brockport to start at their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, like you said, Ryan, at the pregame, we have a Alfred team coming off a big win. They're riding high. They want to try to get their team to 5-5. And you got Brockport, who really had a chance at the Empire 8 title last week, had it taken away from them. Their offense didn't perform very, very well. How are they going to respond? Pin them deep. Let's put their backs against the wall to start the game.
And it is Isaiah Simmons getting the start at the running back position with Jaden Prina in front of him. Gasella gets the start at quarterback, fakes it, and they're going to throw right away. That's out to Nolan Sluka. Nice, easy pass to start the game. Just a quick little out pattern to Sluka and goes for 5 yards. Definitely the start you want to see from your quarterback who coming off a 4-interception game. Is get him started early with something short and easy that he likes to throw.
Short side of the field, run a quick hitch.
3 wide here for Brockport out to their own 8-yard line, and they're going to hand it to Simmons up the middle, and Simmons behind that big offensive line who 2 weeks ago were the unit of the week for Division III, but the offensive line, they were the team of the week 2 weeks ago in that victory that Brockport had over Utica. Going to bring up 3rd and 2 here for Brockport, so critical 3rd down early in this game, and
looks like they're loading the box.
It is McGuire in at quarterback, and they're going to hand it to Simmons. He's wrapped up immediately in the backfield. Great job there by Alfred. Simmons at that point was just fighting to get out of the end zone.
Ooh.
He kept fighting and fighting. He was met immediately in the backfield.
Yeah, Alfred was content leaving one-on-one, all the receivers and the backs, and just
it wasn't fooled. It wasn't fooled at all by that read. That was number 45, J.J. Derrick, who sliced in there for Alfred. And now you've got Dan Jangrasso, who's going to kick from his own end line, and here comes Alfred. They're bringing the all-out block here, where you got a short start for the punter. Usually they get 11 yards. He's got less than 7 there, and it's a driving punt fielded at the 35-yard line and brought down by Brockport, number 22 on that one, Kyle Hadich. But a good return and great field position for the Saxons.
Yeah, like we said, they wanted to at least flip the field.
We're going to take a quick break while they tend to the injury. We'll be right back on the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week.
Smooth sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
All right, we are back here as Kyle Hadich, the Golden Eagle that made the tackle, is up and able to walk off under his own power. Good to see that. Alfred's going to start their second drive at the Golden Eagle 25-yard line after the disastrous 3rd down play for Brockport and the punt where Jangrasso just tried to get it away. So they're going to hand it off, or they're going to fake it, and Kelly's going to keep it around the edge, and Kelly scampers for 7 yards on that one.
Yeah, Kelly coming into the game only completing close to 50% of his passes, so I mean, you come into the last game of the year only doing that. You're used to hitting and missing every once in a while, but getting his legs involved in the mix can really scramble things up for the Brockport defense.
Braden Alexander in at the running back position here. The backfield with Kelly. Takes a snap, and they're going to give it to Alexander this time right up the middle, and he's brought down right at the sticks. We'll see if it's enough for a 1st down. Joe Rada on the tackle.
Well, if they go by the line judge at the bottom, he was right on the line.
They are going to signal for a 1st down, so it's going to bring up 1st and 10 here for the Saxons at the Brockport 15-yard line. And out goes Alexander. In comes Freeman at the running back position. back there with Kelly. 3 wide set. They're going to fake the handoff, look to throw. They're throwing deep. Malik Kelly's down there, and incomplete intended for number 11 on that one, Dion Anderson. But
that is a smash route. That is a very far throw for that quarterback.
Yeah, and that was Kelly was there. Looked like Kelly was the only one that was playing that ball.
Well, he peeked in the backfield, and he saw the smash route. He saw the hitch, and then he saw the quarterback going to the post corner. So he just bailed off and tried to make a play.
4 wide here for Alfred with Freeman in the backfield with Kelly. And they're going to try to run it right up the middle. Just a straight quarterback power from Kelly, and that goes nowhere. Met by a host of Golden Eagle defenders.
Yeah, and I don't know if Alfred is on their script still, but a lot of things you could see developing in the background of these plays that they're running, and they're trying to set up certain things for later to try to see how Brockport reacts to certain formations and or plays that they have.
Tackle made by senior Joe Rada. Second tackle of the drive for Rada. So here's 3rd and 10. Golden Eagles after the short field trying to hold here and not give up a touchdown. There's a flag down on the play. We'll see what the call is. Yep, it's going to be a delay of game on the Saxons, so not an ideal 3rd down play when you draw it up on the board. It's going to be 3rd and 15 now.
Well, you don't know. They're on the 15-yard line. Maybe opens up a few more plays in the playbook for those longer developing routes if they want to try to run some of those. Glass is half full, Ryan.
Sure,
Come on now.
Sure. Last game of the season. Leave it all on the field. 8:10 left here in this first quarter. Early, Brockport.
You did not pull a water
Second
boy
time on defense today, looking to hold the Saxons. Kelly's going to throw, short throw, and he's going to get the penalty back and maybe another yard, but not much more than that.
Yeah, it was either a run that way or a pass that way. I think they wanted to get it on that hash.
Chris Jones on the tackle there and the coverage. So that's going to bring up the field goal unit here for Alfred, led by Owen Bishop, who's their kicker. And Bishop's going to try to knock it in. This is going to be a 31-yard try. Kelly is the holder. Holds down, kicks up, and kick is no good. He pushed it left. So the Brockport defense, after the offense struggled on their first drive, the defense does its job, and there they hold the Saxons to nothing. Today's game is sponsored by Bob Johnson Auto Group. Bob Johnson Auto Group carries 18 different auto manufacturers ranging from Chevy to Ford to Toyota and many more in 25-plus locations throughout New York State. Choose from thousands of vehicles in stock now. Check them out online at bobjohnsonautogroup.com to find a location near you. So Golden Eagles are going to take over at their own 20-yard line, and that's where this drive is going to start, led by Gasella, and he's got both Mesh and Simmons in the backfield with him. Simmons goes in motion. They're going to throw it to Simmons outside, and he's got a couple of blockers out in front of him. He's going to drive his way to the 29-yard line, so a 9-yard catch and run for Isaiah Simmons, and that's one way to get your playmakers in space, just a little flare route there for the running back.
And to get your quarterback some confidence as well.
Sure.
He gave him 2 very manageable, easy throws so far in this game. I want to see how long that goes until he has him making reads.
7 minutes left in this first quarter. 2nd and 1 here for Brockport. Simmons in the backfield, and he's going to get the carry off the right side. Ball's out, and it is hopped on by Alfred. That's number 24 on the recovery for Alfred. That's Adam Meets. What a play there, and that's just advantageous. Meets was the only one out there for Alfred when the ball squirted loose, and that was an easy recovery by number 24, Adam Meets.
It looked like there was a helmet that went right in there, knocked the ball loose.
Tough start here for the Brockport offense. They go 3 and out on their first drive, and then a fumble on what would have been a first down carry. And the defense again being asked to bend but don't break here. Carry by Freeman, nothing doing that time. That was read the whole way. That was a host of defenders for Brockport, led by number 91 was in there for Brockport, Jason Thomas, as well as number 7. Daywin Fanner.
Yeah, it's one thing that the Brockport defense has been throughout the years. They've been consistent on turnovers. They haven't been giving up really the big play right after a turnover.
2nd and 11 here after the 1-yard loss. They're going to try to go right back to the run. There's the time they're going to run a little reverse to Anderson. Anderson gets to the edge, and he's forced out of bounds. Number 22, Kyle Haddich, chases him out of bounds, and that's going to be a 3rd and short coming up here for the Saxons on the trick play. It's something you pointed out before the game started, Mario, that Alfred, nothing to lose here today.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get baited into it. But no, you think about you take the aggression out of the equation with that. You know, they're very, very disciplined. They stay at home, but that time just got caught off guard.
3rd and 4 here for Alfred, trying to convert. And Kelly's going to keep it right up the middle, and he's got enough for the first down before he's wrapped up by Ben Robinson.
I always like that play. If it's run correctly, you usually will get a linebacker out of there, so therefore you could probably take it up the middle and have a little bit of space.
1st and 10 here for Alfred from the Brockport 18-yard line. 5:10 left in this first quarter. 3 wide. And Freeman's in the backfield with Kelly. They're going to throw a little swing pass out there to Freeman, who's got a blocker, and he runs out of bounds. Fanner and Talbert force him out of bounds.
So we start to see the dichotomy of the Alfred offense. They were trying to run in between the tackles to start the game. They were doing stuff slants inside. Now they're trying to attack the edges of this Brockport defense.
5-yard gain on that one. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Three wide again here for Kelly. Freeman again in the backfield.
Does he test Booton? He does. Ooh.
Oh, right through the hands. Raylan's Booton wants that one back.
I saw him lined up one-on-one on the bottom of the screen, and it looked like he's gonna. If he just went, you think not back shoulder?
I mean, he did what you got to do in that situation. Is you got to get the ball on at the point of catch before Booton can get his head around and make a play on it. Yeah, that would have gone the rest of the way, because I don't think anybody's catching him. 3rd and 6 here for Alfred, trying to extend this drive. Otherwise, they're looking at a field goal from about the same distance their kicker just missed from. So,
well, they figure they'd try the other hash now.
There's Freeman, and nothing doing there. Brought down Joe Rada. That's another big play by Rada. It's his 3rd tackle of the game so far.
Calling that he had some indecision there.
Yeah, I was honestly a little. In a game like this, I don't know. It's not. I'm not.
Well, you try.
I'm not giving my kicker too many more opportunities to miss from chip shot distance.
Well,
so.
you try that back shoulder on Booton on a 2nd down if you think it's 4-down territory, which
Sure.
That's why I thought they were going to be in.
28-yard try here for Bishop. This one is no good again. He pushed it left again. So 4-down territory from here on out for Alfred if they get into field goal range. You got to think.
Yeah, you got to. That will definitely.
I mean, he's missed from 31 and 28. Unless they get him inside the 10 to give another try. But in a game like this,
2-point conversions as well.
Sure,
in the end
in a game like this where Brockport offense is struggling, points could become at a premium, and you've got 2 missed field goals already, and you can't have that if you're Alfred trying to get back to 500.
And they have the playmakers on this Brockport offense, although they're struggling, to take the ball 80 yards.
Absolutely. Simmons on the carry, lowers his shoulder, and he's out across the 10-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of 1 on the play. Tough sledding
Oh, yeah, tough sled, but that's something you love to see out of Mangoni. He always comes back to his guys and show the faith that he has in them. Just comes off after turning the ball over, gives the ball right back to him.
TJ Marsh on the tackle there for Alfred. Caldwell, Sluka, and Card, the receivers. Simmons in the backfield with Gasella.
Alfred's been lining up in cover 2 look, but he doesn't jump into a cover 3. Don't think that Mangoni hasn't noticed that yet.
Fake the jet sweep and hand it to Simmons up the middle. It's going to bring up 3rd down, gain of 4. So 3rd and 5 here for Brockport. You got, I mean, as early in the game as it is, Mario, you got to think this is got to have 3rd down for Brockport.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to give their defense an opportunity to catch their breath. You got to get some type of consistency going.
And with your confidence as well. Is this a timeout on Alfred or is this a Brockport timeout? Looks like it's on Alfred. Oh, injury. Oh, okay.
Injury timeout, so Brockport gets a chance to talk about this on the sidelines before running this play. Got to think Mangoni likes that, going into a critical 3rd down, is getting a chance to pull his whole team over. Alfred, some confusion here in terms of who's on the field. 97 tried to come off and came back on. That's Kadir Holmes. Big man right up the middle. Gasella got a man in motion. They're going to throw a little comeback route to Sluka, and Sluka, they got a flag coming in late on this one, and I think Brockport's going to go the wrong way here on 3rd down. Sluka had the 1st down. We'll see. Yeah, they're signaling holding against Brockport. We'll see who picks up the flag here, but they're going to have to run this one back.
I love the play design, though.
Yeah.
You motion away to try to get the flow of the Alfred team to go to the other side, and you throw a screen back.
And consistency, throwing those easy routes for Gasella. That was just an easy comeback route underneath.
Ooh.
So that was Jacob Lucier who picked up the flag on that one.
Given how your defense has played, 2 missed field goals, are you trying to get half here so you can go, you're in 4-down territory, or are you just trying to punt and flip the field back the other way?
I think you're going to punt and flip the field back with Jen Grasso. You got to think he's going to get off a better one than he did last time, assuming you can get positive yardage or at least don't have negative yardage here. I think that's the goal.
Gotcha.
But I also wouldn't be surprised. They've run that mesh concept across the middle a couple of times last game that we covered, and they're going to take a shot downfield. That's to Sluka, and incomplete. Just never really had a shot at that one.
Yeah, it looked like Sluka took the inside, and Gasella threw it to the outside.
Meets on the coverage there, number 24 for Alfred, and out comes Jen Grasso. Looked like he might have had Altenberger across the middle, too. He kind of set up in that shallow zone. He would have had to run after the catch, but.
Well, I mean, we're used to seeing quarterbacks not take the easy routes over the middle.
Yeah, that's for sure, covering the Bills. Alfred looking like they're trying to bring the block again here at Jen Grasso. And Jen Grasso with the hammer. This one goes across midfield, and Golden Eagles, finally, the defense is going to be getting a chance to start on the opponent's side of the 50-yard line for only the 2nd time today after the first drive.
So 1:40 left in the first quarter, a lot closer than I think a lot of people already anticipated this matchup being. You know, when you have a 4-5 team going against a 7-2 team. But as you mentioned before, very close game last year. 2 teams know each other very, very well. And I like the sleight of hand that Alfred's throwing at them.
Brockport for a lot of this season has been a 3rd quarter team. They've come out of halftime very hot, but they have struggled to get going offensively early. A little swing route there. And we got to be careful there if you're Brockport.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're setting up that fake the swing.
Yep.
And you're going to hit that slot receiver going on a seam route.
So they ran the swing route. That was to Freeman, and Brockport did a good job there. It was Fanner on the tackle, rode him out of bounds. Fanner close to a couple of different flags maybe there. Got his, like it might have been a horse collar, and a little late to drag him down. So just got to, discipline football here. Got to be careful of those flags. You don't want to give Alfred extra opportunities. 2-yard gain on that one, so 2nd and 8 here, and they're going to throw again, and that one, intended. It was over the head of Freeman, but it looked like number 2 was also in the area. So, actually, that was 11. That was Anderson was also in the area.
They threw it right in between.
Yeah. And also in the vicinity of Raylan's Booten, which is less than ideal in those scenarios. So here's 3rd and 8, and here comes Booten off the edge again.
Oh,
they're showing a blitz here. Booten and Mann both look like they might be coming off of opposite edges.
The middle probably should be open here. We'll see what Alfred does.
Both do come. They're going to throw deep, and good adjustment on that route. That was number 2 on the catch. Jacob Kelsey made that catch in front of Malik Kelly. And Kelly struggled last week. He had a couple of big plays go against him in that Cortland game, and they saw one-on-one coverage, and they liked their odds. And
well, what's the cardinal rule? If you see blitz coming,
absolutely,
chances are there's man behind it. Pick which guy you like the best.
And Kelsey did a good job of adjusting to that one, and it was a good throw by Kelly, not to lead him into coverage. He just kind of threw it short. And
we're seeing that a lot with quarterbacks at multiple levels. They're throwing the ball behind their receiver, and they're drawing penalties from that.
Yep. So 1st and 10 here for Alfred. 43 seconds left in this first quarter. They are into Brockport territory to the Golden Eagle 36-yard line. Kelly with Freeman in the backfield with him, and he's going to fake it to Freeman and take it up the middle, and Joe Rada's there waiting for him.
Yeah, that was one he probably should have gave to Freeman. Freeman looked like he had a convoy over there.
So
they might
3-yard gain on the play. Yeah, they're going to probably let this run down. Maybe not. They're hustling to the line, so we'll see. Maybe they're going to try and get one more off here.
Do they want the wind? Not too brutal down there. We were on there before for pregame.
I'll try and get Brockport to jump here before the quarter. Yeah, that's what they were doing. So it's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. First half sponsor today, Lattimore Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. Lattimore Physical Therapies of clinics currently offer 28 locations throughout the area, including Spencerport, North Chi-Li, Greece, and their new location in the Wegmans Plaza in Brockport. They provide access to more than 80 certified physical therapists who have experience treating most conditions and sports injuries, and in most cases are able to schedule their patient's first appointment within 1 week. They offer initial consultations within 24 hours for your convenience, LattimorePT.com. So a struggle so far defensively for both teams. It's just two forces pressing against each other. The Saxons have had better success offensively, but 2 missed field goals leave this a scoreless game, and Brockport really kind of struggling to get out of its own way offensively. Absolutely. They've got a fumble by Simons. They've got a 3rd down that pushed them back to the 1-yard line, and Giangrasso couldn't turn the field around, and just a really big. They picked up a bad penalty the last drive that negated a 3rd down conversion into a 1st down, and just continue to shoot themselves in the foot here offensively. Yeah, the defense is doing for Brockport is doing really good, but compared to the times we've seen defense here at Bob Boozer Field is the fact that they're getting them in advantageous situations as far as 3rd and long, 2nd and long, and then Alfred picks it up. It's like that little brother that holds his finger in front of your face saying, "I'm not touching you." They got to be getting frustrated with what's happening on the field right now. Absolutely. 2nd and 7 here for Alfred after the Kelly run to end the quarter. And they're going to hand this one to Anderson, just a little flick route, and Anderson fights forward. Good gain there. He's going to pick up 6 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 here for Alfred. I'll tell you what, of the opponents that we've seen here this year, the games that we've covered, Anderson has a lot of speed to get to that edge. Yeah. Because we haven't seen many players do that. This is really the first team that we've seen, at least at home, that has done a lot of active motion against Brockport. Oh, yeah. We've seen teams that try to use motion to open up the middle of the field, but Alfred's using their motion to try to get guys to the edge, and that seems to be tough for Brockport to defend. They're going to hand this one to Freeman up the middle to try to get the 1st down, and he does. Yeah, and what did we say? I mean, other than using the motion, actually giving it to the player so you can
the next time you do that, the defender's thinking, well, is he going to give it to him this time? Do I need to be out there? So you go to an edge play and run right inside the next play.
Booten on the tackle there. So 1st and 10 here for Alfred. They're down to the Brockport 22-yard line.
Yeah, it's a question of when is fatigue going to set in. You said that Brockport's a third-quarter team. When is this fatigue for this defense? Having played a majority of their snaps
Absolutely.
in their own end.
Kelly in the shotgun. He's got Freeman to his right. And they're going to give it to Freeman right up the middle, and hosted Brockport defenders waiting for him, but Freeman drives forward for 5 yards. So another big Gansig 6 on the spot.
Mixing up the inside and outside runs has really got Brockport on their heels, yet still nothing.
Yeah, Brockport wholesale changes along the defensive front here after that play. 2nd and 4 here for Alfred. Freeman goes right to left for Kelly. Kelly takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. He's got pressure coming off his backside. He doesn't feel it, and that's Booten. It's going to go down as a 1-yard scramble, but Booten did a lot of work to get there.
Is that a definition of a coverage sack?
Yeah, they only ran 2 routes, so this is 3rd and 3.
Yeah, they made a concerted effort to try to keep Kelly protected, especially down here in the red zone.
3rd and 3 here for Alfred. Again, we've only got 2 guys that are split wide here, one on either side of the field.
I think Kelly will take it himself. Oh,
They're going to try to get to the edge. That was Alexander on the carry, and he's not going to get anything. So the Brockport defense continues to be stingy, and here we go. We talked about the 2 missed field goals, and it's 4-down territory here for Alfred, 4th and 3, and they didn't even think about bringing the field goal unit out.
Yeah, that's ship,
and this
that
is,
ship has sailed.
the way that, this is outside of his range at this point. He's already missed 2 from inside of this of the 15-yard line.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't about length though. It was he missed it.
yeah, he
both
pushed
of
them
left.
both left. A lot of motion here for Alfred. They're going to hand it, and it's going to pick up the 1st down. And that's, again, Brockport, you had them right where you wanted them, 4th down, and they just, run just a straight power right up the middle.
Well, we're starting to see something that we haven't seen here, that the sheer size of this Alfred offensive line is really
that's a big offensive line.
starting to overwhelm a little bit.
Especially off that right side. They've got 2 horses off the right side, 2 big boys, 71 and 74.
Oh, there was a delivery van over there.
Hand it again, and
There's a face
there's a
mask.
flag down here. There's
Either a hold or a
dragged down
face
by
mask.
number 55 for Brockport. That was Andre Marionetti. See what the flag is.
You saw Freeman turn his head. I don't know if that's a face mask or if they're going to get a hold on Alfred here.
Yeah, they're signaling face mask. Looks like the signal from the.
Tough run from Freeman.
Yeah. They're trying to get the number right here. So they're going to get Aiden Thomas on the face mask there. Jason Thomas. So
Fresh
first
set it
and
down.
goal from the 1. I don't know that they're going to run too much trickery here. I think they're going to pound it right in there. And they're in for the touchdown. That's Freeman.
And there it is.
So Freeman finally breaks the drought. And it took a face mask penalty, a 4th down conversion on 4th and 3, and a couple of short fields, but Alfred finally wore Brockport down
I'm
defensively.
surprised about this. I figured
Yeah,
they
they're
would go
kicking.
for it.
It's a 21-yard try here for Bishop. See if he can get this one through the uprights. And that one is good, so it's 7-0 Alfred here, and Brockport finds itself in a position it's not used to, down early in the game. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Brockport's next possession.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
All right, we're back here as Brockport is set to return. It's Mesh and Booten back to return here. Actually, it looks like it's going to be Simmons back there to return.
Yeah, looks like Simmons.
10:53 here left, and Alfred just put together a scoring drive to make it 7-0. Short kick. This is going to be Mesh from his own 20-yard line across the 25. He's got some blockers. Lowers his shoulder, and he's out across the 30 down to the 33-yard line, and that's where Brockport is going to take over. There's a flag coming in. That was definitely a late hit. That was number 7 for Alfred, who's going to pick that one up. That was Keenan Ollison, and that was both teams were heading to the benches, and he gave a shove to the Brockport player. So that's about as easy as you can make it for the officials. So Brockport gets a break in their own right, and they're going to start this one a little bit further downfield than initially thought.
All right, Ryan, as we often do, your offensive coordinator, you're coming out.
So this is going to be right out to the 48-yard line where Brockport's going to take over. And from an offensive coordinator perspective, Mario, doing exactly what I would do. It's get McGuire out there, just run some straight power offense right behind him. And, they bring in their big tight end Goddard in there along with Altenberger, and they're just going weight along the offensive front. I think they're just going to kind of run this ball, try and run it right down the throats here and McGuire, nothing doing there. He kind of bobbled that one after he pulled it from Simmons.
Well, it looked like he wanted to keep it, and Simmons had other ideas. But then you sit there and you go, all right, you want to run the power. And they're saying, why do you just want to run power? You got to try to get back in this game. Well, 14 minutes to 4 minutes of time of possession, as we just saw, is the reason why. You got to try to at least move the ball here and try to get, either bring this clock down to close to 5 minutes to give your defense a rest because they've been on the field so much.
Coach Mangoni has seen enough of that, so back out comes Gasella. Takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. He's got across the middle. It's tipped. Oh, number 32 got his fingers on that one for Alfred. That was Joe Kopp.
Yeah, he tried to put this one on a line, and unfortunately, where he tried to fit this ball was going to be very, very tough. I guess if he waited another half a second and put the ball up in the air, he might have broke open on the seam. But, very dangerous decision there by Gasella.
So 3rd and 12 here for Brockport, and this is not going to help their time of possession if they can't extend this drive here. Gasella takes the snap. Good pressure. Oh, that one's picked. Across the middle, and that's intercepted. And he's off to the races, breaking a couple tackles. That's number 33 on the return for Alfred. Andrew Speedling.
Yeah, Alfred dropped back into a Tampa 2, actually. So he just kind of played the middle of the field, and Gasella didn't even see him because they've been playing a cover. They've been given a cover 2 look, switching to cover 3, so he isn't going to see anybody in the middle of the field until there.
Yeah, I tried to throw that seam route that's been successful for them over the last half of the season for Brockport, and this is a well-scouted Alfred team. So right back on the field comes this defense trying to stop the bleeding. 7-0 Alfred, 9:52 left in this first half. And they're starting again in Brockport territory for the third time today. They try to give it to Freeman, and he's met by a few Brockport defenders, Joe Rada and Jason Thomas. And that's, yeah, I mean, we talk again. I mean, that's an easy flag for the officials. I mean, there's just no reason. The whistle had blown, and they just continued to rip at the ball, and you can't do that. You know, Rada's trying to make a play. I get that. But
from a player perspective and a player, you know why he's doing it.
Yeah.
You understand the frustration that the defense has, and there's an example of it. But
you can't have it. It's composure. It's a composure moment for Rada and Thomas, who just, you know, the whistle had blown a few times, and they
pick
kept
it up,
at it.
or they okay. Yeah, it is. So the yards that you gain, the yards that you gained when you first obtained the ball after the kickoff, you now just give back.
Yep.
And now more plays in your own zone.
And it was Rada and Thomas that were both involved in that, and Rada picks up the flag. So 9:42 left. Brockport trying to keep this a one-score game is the defense. And a little confusion there for Kelly, and Thomas does a good job there making up for the flag. 3-yard loss on the play. He tried to hand it that time. He tried to hand it to Alexander, and there was just some confusion as to who was going to take the ball that time.
And we just saw on sideline Jake Ritz was warming up, throwing a few passes. So we'll keep you updated on if Casella's day is over or we're going to see a quarterback change next possession.
Kelly's fakes the swing pass, tries to run it right up the middle. Nothing doing there. Is Talbert there to meet him. Talbert been quiet since his Empire 8 Defensive Player of the Week honors a few weeks back. He's been pretty quiet for the Golden Eagles. Hopefully he's getting back to form here in this game. So 3rd and 12. And Brockport has had trouble getting off the field on 3rd down today. We'll see. You got to think unless they get some positive yardage here, Alfred may punt it from the 30-yard line and try to pin Brockport deep again. They've had success doing that.
Look, a little confusion prior to Alfred resetting.
A lot of pressure coming right in the face. Oh, they tried to run a hook and ladder. Number 2 tried to flick it to 84. Oh, boy, that would have been a big-time play there. Tried to pitch it to Welch, did Kelsey. That was absolutely a hook and ladder. They ran him right. Welch just ran right underneath. I mean, it was clear as day what they were trying to do, and they just tried to do a little touch pass.
Literally trying to do
and the
anything.
tough thing is the throw was just low enough where he had to go down, and he was worried about his knee touching before we got the flick. Otherwise, that might have been a successful play. 4th down here, and Kelly's going to take off, and Ben Robinson says, no, sir.
Yeah, you know what, though? I would have taken your advice on that one, Ryan. If
I would have punted. Yeah, I would have absolutely punted.
Coffin cornered
that
it.
would have been or a quick kick that Mangoni likes to run.
Yeah.
Take a page out of his book, but I don't like going for that at all because now you give some momentum to a team that's desperately looking for it.
You do. You're giving them the ball, though, once again in their territory, and they haven't shown
any territory,
signs.
But it's their second best drive start of the game outside of the penalty so far.
True.
So Brockport's probably loving this field position at this point. It feels like they got all the room in the world to work.
But now you got a new quarterback.
So now you got Ritz in at quarterback here for Brockport. And they're going to get a free play here as Brockport, and they're running. That was Caldwell who got that one.
So you go.
Yeah, I take the penalty. It's first and 5.
Same,
yeah, 1st and 5, but you get the first down again. You get an extra down. So
last game of the year, Brent.
So Gasella gives way to Ritz.
So given what we talked about in the pregame, Ryan, hook and ladder.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to throw everything they can at Brockport. And the other side of the ball, we were talking about Gasella. Was he going to rebound from the Cortland game? Still seems to have those struggles there with his turnovers.
Well, let's not forget Jake Ritz. He's a freshman in his own right, so he's also auditioning for some playing time next year. And nothing against Gasella. He's just struggled. His last game, he came in, the offense has struggled, and, you know, we'll see what Ritz can do this drive. They hand the ball off to Simmons right up the middle, and Simmons just tripped up. Good tackle there. But
they're able to get a seal.
You know,
inside.
hey, again, it's not necessarily a reflection on Gasella, but if you're Mangoni, you got 2 positive plays with a new quarterback in. The first time you've strung back-to-back positive plays all game, and you're midway through the second quarter.
Yes.
You know, now you got some momentum going here after the turnover, and that's again why I wouldn't have gone for it if I was Alfred. I would have punted it and make Brockport play with their back to the end zone. But out to the 46-yard line, right back to Simmons. Oh no, that's Ritz who's going to keep it. Pushes his way to the 49-yard line, so 3-yard gain on that one from Ritz.
And Ritz is a guy that doesn't see. I mean, that's a play we haven't seen from Gasella. You know,
yeah,
and
that's
one of those dynamics that Mangoni loves about the quarterback position. Can you run too?
Right, can you do both? And he's had to, late in the season, he's had to switch quarterbacks in and out to get both in McGuire, who's not as good a thrower as Gasella, who's not as good a runner. So in Ritz, if you've got both, you know, that's kind of a good situation for Mangoni to find his team in, because he excels with that type of quarterback for sure. 6:34 left here, and Ritz is going to throw it. He's got a man out there. That's Altenberger, and James Altenberger pushes his way through, does the 6'5", 240 tight end, who's a load to bring down.
I swear, I was watching him in warm-ups. He looks bigger than that.
I did look that up for Paul pregame, and that is 17 stones is Altenberger, is what he weighs. 1st and 10 here for Brockport, and they've got something going here offensively. 6 minutes left in this second quarter. Brockport did kick the ball off to start the game, so they will get the ball after halftime.
Is this the infamous double dip that we're talking about here?
Well, it might be a little too much time to double dip, but if they can score quick, there's a chance they can get the ball back. Ooh, Simmons, some angry runs there, threw a couple stiff arms at the Saxons. He stiff-armed Marsh pretty good to start it.
Marsh looked like a Pez dispenser on that one.
There's a flag down here. We'll see what that one is. It's kind of in the vicinity of some type of face mask or I guess maybe holding. That's the direction the play went, but it's not in the typical spot for
stiff arm
holding.
as a face mask? Illegal use or
I don't know. Usually, if it's a face mask, the head goes down. Marsh's head went back, so see, it's like the Gruder film trying to analyze that.
Back and to the left.
So Brockport picks up another 15 yards on the unsportsmanlike, or that's Jaden Ajay for
it could be one
Alfred,
of
who
those
picked that
scenarios where he was out of bounds and he just continued to play.
So now Brockport's into the red zone for the first time today. 1st and 10 from the Saxon 14-yard line. 3 wide here for Ritz, and he's got Altenberger in the backfield along with...
I think McGuire's in now.
Oh, that is McGuire in there. Here we go to Prina and Altenberger, and there's McGuire, bounces to the outside, lowers his shoulder. He had a good block out there. That was Card out there blocking, and McGuire across the 5, and that's enough for a Golden Eagle first down. Brings up 1st and goal here. They just ran right behind Prina and Altenberger, and
every time McGuire breaks the line, it looks like a kick returner. He always has that flow of run to him, you know what I mean?
So McGuire playing the Taysom Hill role here today for Brockport. He's going to look to pound this one in from 4 yards out, and he's in, untouched, is Chris McGuire. So big touchdown there, and that was just a great offensive effort from start to finish for Brockport. They picked up a penalty along the way, some extra 15 yards, and McGuire does the rest. But again, opening some holes for Simmons. Ritz showed, that he can throw the ball downfield, and he got it to Altenberger for a big gain and
a couple penalties,
and all of a sudden Brockport's right back in this football game, and it's a tie game. Nate Wigan adds the extra point. And I'll tell you what, Mario, we talked might be too much time on the clock. 5:03, that's enough time for that defense to get you the ball back. You got three timeouts still from Brockport. You could be looking at a double dip scenario here for Brockport.
You could, but it's one of those things where we have not seen a 3-and-out from Alfred yet.
That's right.
So until the Brockport defense can force a 3-and-out on this Alfred team. Plus, Alfred has proven in their script that, hey, we'll run anything.
Sure.
We got a hook and lateral in there. We have reverses. We have jet sweeps. We're going to run up the middle with our quarterback. We're running, on the edge. We're going to throw back shoulder. They got a lot of things.
Makes it so tough.
That's really tough
to defend. Yeah, for sure. So Zach McGowan on to kick this one away. Is the kickoff specialist for Brockport.
Does Mangoni go full Sean Payton here with ambush and kicking on sides?
.503 here left. 7-7 game. It's going to get fielded at the 8-yard line, out across the 15, out to the 20, and that's where that drive will begin. And that was Anderson on the return, and he's brought down by a host of Brockport defenders, led by number 21, Ryan Jafarian.
Yeah, Alfred will start this drive at the 22, which is their worst drive
so
start.
We just talked. Brockport got their best drive start last drive, and now they can kick off, and Alfred gets their worst drive start of the day so far from their own 22-yard line. So we'll see what Alfred has if they got an answer in them here offensively. It is Kelly and Freeman in the backfield, pair of wide receivers to either side. They're going to send Anderson in motion, fake the run, and they're going to throw deep, and that's Malik Kelly with the interception, picked off, and Kelly's got a host of defenders in front of him. He's going to cut it back across the field. That one's coming back. So that's
we got the flag, big fella. You don't have to keep
that
pointing.
One's coming back, yeah. So Brockport turns the field around with a turnover of their own. Malik Kelly does a good job of playing center field.
So you had a post and a 15-yard dig on the other side, just a two-man route once again.
But there's another flag down back here. I'm wondering if they're going to get –
that was a hold or something?
Well, I'm wondering if they're going to get maybe a late hit or roughing the passer. The flag's not in the vicinity of an offsides. It's in the backfield from where the ball was thrown.
Late hit on the quarterback?
So maybe a late hit. We know what the one downfield is. It's a, yeah.
Yeah, if they're both on.
You got one in the defensive backfield where there's going to be that block in the back, and then there's another one that's in the offensive backfield. So that one's they're going to negate the interception.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a tough one because it looked like they got to Kelly as he was throwing it. So I'm not sure if there was something up around the head or what that was, but that's going to negate the interception by Malik Kelly, and it's going to set Alfred up at their 37-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty.
What a swing, you know? So instead of you having the ball at the 31 or 35, where are they going to mark this one off?
4:36 here left.
So the 30
should be a 37. Play started from the 22.
Yeah. So instead of you having the ball at the 30 going in, they continue to have the ball. But heck of a play by Kelly.
Yeah, it was a good, just kind of playing center field. Made a good play on it. So 1st and 10 here for Alfred after things are sorted out, and see if Brockport can maintain the momentum. They're going to hand it to Freeman up the middle, and staunch Brockport defense led by Joe Rada. 2-yard gain on that one. Going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, the aggressiveness of the Brockport front and the sheer size of Alfred's front, it just looks like a rugby scrum in the middle there every time.
3 wide here for Alfred, and Kelly and Freeman. Here comes Brockport with the pressure, and there's Talbert making his presence known right up the middle. Brings down Freeman before he has a chance to get ahead of steam.
Yeah, and they were coming off the edge too.
Yeah, they
Fenor.
were bringing Fenor off the edge.
So the tackle decided to take Fenor, and then they opened up Talbot on the inside.
So 3rd and 8 here for Alfred. Brockport trying to get off the field and get the ball back for their offense for a shot at some points before half. Alfred looking to convert. Brockport showing pressure off either edge. They're going to throw, and Kelly steps up, and he's just going to flick it. He's got a man there. And that was number 2 on the catch and run. That was Jacob Kelsey. Finally cut down after a long gain. That was Marquise Wright who made the play there. 1st down for Alfred out to the Golden Eagle 47-yard line, so into Brockport territory. One goes down as a 15-yard gain.
Yeah, he was able to break the pocket and see Kelsey on the crosser.
More pressure from Brockport here, and Kelly's just going to run. He's got a ton of room. Ushered out of bounds by Hadich. I think Hadich might be asking why Kelly's not interested in lowering his shoulder there, but I wouldn't lower my shoulder there. I'd probably scamper out of bounds as well, maintain the timeouts, and that's going to be an 8-yard run by Kelly. Just good job there when Brockport tried to bring pressure, and Kelly broke the pocket, and everybody else was in coverage, so
yeah,
it was
got walled
easy run
inside,
for him.
So.
Yep.
And, you know, the subtle movements that he's doing in the pocket to buy himself some time is actually, you see it out of, veteran quarterbacks.
Takes the snap. He's going to hand it to Freeman, who breaks a tackle and dragged down by Hadich. And that's an Alfred 1st down out to the 30-yard line, and that's going to bring it up to 2 minutes on the clock.
And Alfred still has 2 timeouts here, and Brockport has 3. So,
reminder that Alfred has missed 2 field goals, so you got to think they're going to try for 6 here. Not going to settle for.
Yeah, they got to be in 4-down territory at this point, even with the 2 timeouts. Got 1-on-1 down below this. He's going to try Booten again.
To throw, and that one's going out of bounds, and Booten does a good job of making a play on that one. They tried to connect with Kelsey, and Kelsey wound up playing defense on that one.
They trust that matchup. I mean, Alfred is really trusting, take what matchup you like, and they're going to test.
I think they're trying to take size. I think they think that the guy they're just going to out-jump Booten, but you don't get voted preseason All-American by allowing too many jump balls over you. 2nd and 10 here, and they're going to throw to the outside, and Freeman can't hang on to that one. A lot of pressure right up in the face of Kelly, led by Jason Thomas. Number 54, Ryan Culhane in there as well for Brockport, forcing the early throw. That
Tolbert's change of direction there was pretty amazing. Like, even if he caught that, I don't know if he was going to get more than 3 or 4 yards.
So minute 30 here left for Alfred at the Brockport 30-yard line, and if they can't convert here, you got decision time again. Do you just kick it and let Brockport start deep, or do you try to kick the field goal? Intercepted right at the defender. It was right at Dylan Mann. Kelly just didn't see him. And the first time on 3rd and long that Brockport doesn't blitz, they brought pressure pressure off the edge, but they dropped the opposite side.
Yeah, man had been coming on that blitz off the corner.
Yeah,
I guess
they had
Kelly
been rushing
just assumed.
Booten and man on either edge, and this time they brought Booten, dropped man, and Kelly just didn't see him. So now Brockport with 1:22, three timeouts, and in good field position. You got to think they're going to try to get the famous double dip here. Ritz back in at quarterback. They're going to hand it to Simmons, and Simmons out across the 40, spinorama down to the 43-yard line for Simmons. Clock continues to run. Brockport moving quick. And they've got McGuire in at quarterback as right now.
Yeah, with 3 timeouts, I would at least taken one there.
4 wide here. Altenberger in the backfield, and McGuire is going to look to throw and tries to throw deep and over the head, intended for Alex Card.
Yeah, you had a very simple route combo. You had a fade, and you had a quick out.
Out comes McGuire, in comes Ritz with 50 seconds left on the clock here.
Yeah, with your 3 timeouts, you still have the availability to use the middle of the field in those seam routes, but with
they've been dropping into that
Tampa 2.
That Tampa 2, yeah.
So 33 is the man you want to watch in the middle with the neon green gloves. He's the one that's going to be the difference maker if they try to go over that seam route.
Pressure coming after Ritz. He's just going to run right at the or that was McGuire.
He's trying to get the first down.
Yeah, good way to counter the blitz is just run at it. Timeout here for Brockport after the first down conversion by McGuire. So we're going to give our first half sponsor another shout out here, Lattimore Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. At Lattimore, their physical therapists enjoy the work they do and bring a positive attitude to their patients' therapy experience. They want their patients' therapy to be something they look forward to each and every session. If patients tell their friends and family about their success at Lattimore, they know they've done their job. LattimorePT.com. So 46 seconds left here for Brockport. 2 timeouts, and they are at their own 46-yard line, so certainly within striking distance of points, but they do have to get some yards here. They probably got to get down around the 25 is going to be Wygant territory. It's going to be about a 42-yarder for him. We've definitely seen him hit those in the past.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be, 46 seconds left, 2 timeouts. Are they thinking 3? They could. But once again, the middle of the field is wide open for you.
They're looks like sticking with McGuire at quarterback. Oh, sorry, this is gonna be Ritz at quarterback, who evades pressure and just.
Yeah, and that was one of the things you can't have happen. Like, you can't have a sack at this moment right now, or else with Alfred having 2 timeouts, they could burn one on you.
Good job there by Rich just to turn that into something not negative.
So 38 seconds, 2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line. Obviously, a lot of these pass plays that they've been doing have been going to the short side of the field, but now they're going trips open to the wide side.
We're going to hand it to Simmons, who's out across the 50, lowers his shoulder, and timeout here for Brockport at 30 seconds on the clock. So into Saxon territory. 1 timeout left, 30 seconds, and it's going to be a 3rd and 4 coming up here for Brockport. 3rd and 3.
So with Alfred, you think 3rd and 3 playing off. You might be going for it. If not, you can cough and corner punt it, and they just kneel on it to run out the half, go in 7-7. You try a screen here with everyone playing back?
Yeah, you may. I mean, we haven't seen too many screens from Brockport this season, but this is, if you're going to call one, this is a good time for it.
Or do you think Alfred will come after him because it's, or do you think he'll let them run it at this point because it's 3rd and 3 and they'll be burning their last time out trying to stop the clock. So.
Yeah, I think that it's probably not 4-down territory here if you don't get the first down, unless it's a running clock situation. You may run it here and go for it quick if it's 4th and short, but
yeah,
not a lot of time left here. So Ritz getting loose like he's going to try and throw it here. 4 wide for Brockport with Simmons in the backfield. Don't forget about that little flare route that they like to run. Outside and caught by Card, and that's enough for the first down to the 41-yard line. Good job there by Card to tiptoe along the sideline and then get out of bounds. Yeah, that is a tough throw.
The people at home
realize
that's
surprised that Alfred didn't try to jump that type of route. You had to figure they were going to the sideline.
I think they're trying to avoid giving up a big play here.
Sure. Yeah, they got 3 safeties at the 25-yard line. Clearly, they're running like an umbrella coverage. Ritz is going to take a shot downfield. He's got a man down there, but over the head. And if you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss.
They're
out
jumping
of bounds
routes now, and it seems like they're lined up with 3 across, but then they shift to a cover 2, and that's why he wanted to try to take that shot.
Yeah, he almost maybe tried to take that shot to try to open up a seam route to Altenberger. And right on cue, on comes Altenberger. We'll see if that was enough to give him some space. Again, you're probably looking at about another 15 yards or so before you're into Wygant territory.
Yeah.
You want to get him to probably about 40 yards, which gets you to that's about the 23 is going to be a 40-yard try. It's a throw. Ritz is going to run it. He's got a timeout in his pocket, lowers his shoulder, and he's out across the 35 to the 33-yard line. Brought down that time by number 32, Joe Kopp.
No, 3rd timeout now.
So now you have to go now you have to go. You're going to get the short clock stoppage while they reset if they get the first down. One of the advantageous things about.
Now they're gonna clutter up the sideline to the short side of the field over here. So if you try to run a quick out to try to get a few more yards for your kicker, it's gonna be tough. If you try to go far sideline, you worry about him undercutting it and taking it the distance the other way. So, Mangoni.
Well, if you go to the wide side too, you got to worry about can your guy get out of bounds.
Yes,
that's the other thing you got to worry about. So everything is.
So do you throw it to the out of bounds marker, high and left, to make sure that it goes out of bounds, or he catches it? Because you got to avoid that pick 6.
14 seconds, if you're ready to roll, 14 seconds is enough time to run a play, get your field goal unit out there, and make a kick. But that's something you've had to have practiced.
Yeah,
you need about 8 seconds to get your field goal unit out.
The other thing Ritz has to know is you cannot take a sack here.
No, absolutely
beyond
not.
all things, you cannot take a sack. Looks like they're playing off. They get that robber in the middle of the field once again. All right, now you got to be out.
So here comes it. They're going to try and clock it. So they got the first down. They're going to try and clock it. Good job there. You're going to give.
Wasn't even lined up.
Yeah, you're going to give. You got a shot here. It's one of the 26-yard line.
Oh, to keep the offense.
They're going to keep the offense out there. They must have something drawn up.
Just the oop to you.
It's going to be a jump ball on the right side. They're going to send Altenberger into the end zone, and they're going to try and just let him win a jump ball at 6'5". I think that's what they're calling.
So Alfred takes a timeout after seeing the formation. They're going to regroup.
Yep. If I'm Brockport, it may be more than Altenberger. I may try to maybe throw. I may try to throw Sluka on one side to make him respect the one-on-one. They've got to account for him because he's a big receiver
too, right?
And I would throw Goddard. I would throw Rim, who's another tall receiver for Brockport, and I would throw Altenberger and just pick your side. If you're going to get a one-on-one with no safety help for Sluka, I might take that shot.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're going to give safety help over the top, force a safety, I'm going to throw the jump ball. And, of course, that all goes out the window with the formation they come out in because none of those guys are, so they're going to go Caldwell to the top of the screen. Oh, no, that's Caldwell to the top of the screen. Sluka, Altenberger.
And Law.
Looks like Law, yeah.
And just a reminder for everybody else, this is why the last 2 minutes of the half takes 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
6 seconds left here, and again with Law now down in the bottom of the screen, is there maybe a comeback route that they try to run so it's not a long throw? A couple of blockers out in front. Flag down, and they're going to get a shot to the end zone. That's Altenberger! Comes down with it! So we're waiting on the flag.
I don't know if that's going to be.
Is that going to be offsides, or is that going to be.
Or they did something.
An illegal formation.
What a throw and catch.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how you draw it up.
What I was going to say prior to that play, before they called it, Law's the guy that trails in the back in case the ball gets tipped. He's sitting in front of you.
Yep.
So he's the guy that will sit there and get it. Uh-oh.
So Brockport looks like it's on them.
Caldwell's not happy.
Yeah, Caldwell. I think they're going to get Caldwell for illegal formation.
Well, it's not a normal formation that you usually run, So
and the interesting thing is Mangoni said something to the side judge here, and now he's going to get involved in this conversation. So, or he at least wants to know what it was.
Yeah, that's never a pleasant conversation.
So Caldwell didn't get to the line of scrimmage. They didn't have him on the line of scrimmage, so 5 in the backfield is what the call was.
Now, Ryan, you're up on the penalties and stuff as far as college goes. We know about the pro rule. They'd probably be a 10-second runoff and the half would be over. They get to replay it down?
I don't know that they should be replaying the down, but I mean, same play, right?
Yep.
Here comes the same play. Altenberger's still the tallest guy on the field, and Ritz does a good job of stepping up, and he's going to send it. And innocently to the turf that time. Sluka got a hand on it.
They let them play down in that end zone, though.
Yeah, they did. That was some physicality there. So it's a 7-7 tie here. Brockport gets something going offensively late in the second quarter, and we're going to come back for the second half here on the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagle Game of the Week, brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group.
Smooth sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
Smooth sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, gimme, gimme Bill Gray.
Golden Eagle game of the week here as the Brockport Golden Eagles find themselves in a dogfight here with the Alfred Saxons 7-7. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of lucky it's only 7-7. Alfred with 2 missed field goals. But at the same time, Brockport had an opportunity to score there before the half, and an illegal formation penalty called a Jake Altenberger touchdown back for Brockport as well. So both teams are, kind of lucky that this one's deadlocked at 7.
Well, yeah, and you see the Brockport score after a quarterback change as well, with Casella not really performing, throw an interception, had a couple turnovers. So, they're going to come out and get the ball here in the second half, and we're just going to have to wait and see if Ritt's going to start second half. They're going to have McGuire come in every once in a while when they want to run. So, be interesting to see what they come out with.
Mesh and Simmons back to return this opening kickoff of the second half. And it's going to be Owen Bishop to kick it away for Alfred, who's got a pair of missed field goals on the day. This one's going to go to Simmons at the 5-yard line, out across the 10, across the 15, out across the 20. And he's dragged down at the 26-yard line. That was number 24 on the tackle there for Alfred. That was Adam Mites.
So Jake Ritz will start the second half.
Yep, so it is going to be
He's
Ritz
coming out.
So Ritz out at the quarterback position. They've got a Jaden Prina and Simmons in the backfield with Ritz. Trio of wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The lone man on the bottom of the screen is Caldwell. Gotta think that's a good start for Brockport. Get an encroachment penalty.
Little eager.
Yeah, number 95 for Alfred, ready to get at it. Danny Quinones, who's going to pick up the flag here, and Brockport starts 1st and 5 from the So Brockport 1st and 5 here from the 31 after the penalty. There goes Simmons out across the 35 and down to the 39-yard line goes Isaiah Simmons. First down for Brockport.
So, Ryan, as an offensive coordinator, you come into the game, you come into the second half, you have a new quarterback who you didn't think was going to be playing in this. Simplified playbook, or
Yep.
or you still have the whole thing open?
Going back to what's been successful for this team over the last however many years, and that's they're going to run the football until Alfred makes them stop it. So here goes Caldwell in motion, and they're going to throw a little swing pass to Caldwell out there. He's got a blocker, and he dives forward across the 45. They're actually going to mark him at the 45. Good job out there by Nolan Sluka to seal the edge.
Yeah, a lot of these pass plays just trying to get him acclimated back into the game after the half. I mean, I think this is the first game where he's gone in at halftime saying, "Hey, you're starting second half."
Yeah, we've only seen Ritz really in kind of mop-up duty so
Yeah.
far for the Golden Eagles this season. So Mangoni, if he is going to throw, he's got to think it's going to be a lot of short, intermediate stuff to kind of get him going. There goes Simmons again, and good job, good run there by Isaiah Simmons. He's finding some success here early in the second half.
Yeah, and we gotta tip our hat to Mangoni too. I mean, he's down Fontana Rosa, broke his forearm.
Yep.
Code's not in. You're down to your third running back, albeit this is the reason why you get him so many touches throughout the year, and you also got Mesh, in the bullpen if you want. So, we talked about it all season. This is why you always bring those guys in game situations.
Fakes the handoff. Oh, he's got a man deep, and the pressure got forced Ritz to tuck it and run, but he had Card, looks like, was breaking loose off the right side.
Yeah, and that's one of those decisions where I don't think Mangoni will get too upset with him.
No,
You know, all right, just tuck it and get what you can. Don't put the ball in harm's way. We'll live to fight another play.
It was actually Sluka who kind of broke open. So Goddard in, Rashad Law in.
This is where we like to take Goddard and go across the formation.
Yep, and there goes Simmons right behind him. Picks up 3 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 here for Brockport to try to extend this drive. And there is a Alfred player down. Gives us an opportunity to start with our second half sponsor, Bill Gray's Restaurants. Every Tuesday is Great Plate Tuesday at Bill Gray's. Just $9.99 for 2 Bill Gray's cheeseburgers on top of home fries and mac salad, loaded with your choice of toppings, including Bill Gray's famous meat hot sauce. Great Plate Tuesday every Tuesday. Gimme, gimme, gimme Bill Gray's. So the Saxon is up and off.
If y'all want a signed picture of Ryan, he'll be there today. Just to let you know.
12:15 left in this third quarter. Brockport trying to extend this drive. 3rd and 7 from the Saxon 44-yard line. Caldwell and Law to the lower half of the formation. Sluka to the top. Simmons in the backfield with Ritz. And they're going to hand it to Simmons, who bounces it to the outside. He's not going to get there. Needed 7, got 3. So that's going to bring out Dan Giangrasso and the punt unit for Brockport.
It's like shoes on the other foot here. They're going to try to pin him deep the way Alfred did in the first half to start the game. Albeit, they were had some production on that drive. Were able to move the ball a little bit. Started off by a penalty, but now they get to try to flip the field and see what happens.
Alfred again showing that punt block. Brockport spreads it out, looks to try to get their coverage guys down and field this one. Giangrasso gets the punt off. It's a high one. Fair catch called for and made at the 9-yard line. And that was number 84. That was Thomas Welch for Alfred. And Saxons are going to start their first second half drive at the 9-yard line. Brockport defense out to defend here. 11:08 left in this third quarter. Still 7-7.
And we must say, last time Alfred was on the field, Kelly threw a pick. And then, Brockport finished the half with the ball. So interested to see how he reacts to coming out in the second half.
Got a flag here against, I think they're going to get Alfred here for a false start. They sure are.
So you start on the defensive side of the ball, giving them a 1st and 5. Now you're going to have 1st and 15.
So they're going to get the center, Nate Castellanos, for jumping offsides, or false start, rather. They're going to hand it to Freeman, tries to bounce it to the outside. He's got a couple of defenders waiting for him, led by Dylan Mann.
Robinson as well.
Robinson also rallies to that ball, along with Raylan's Booton and Joe Rada. So
all the guys you'd want to take with you if you were going to an alley fight.
Absolutely. So Freeman does a good job just getting back to the line of scrimmage there. Actually, a loss of 1 they're going to get him, so it's down to the 3.5-yard line for Alfred. You got Kelly and Freeman in the backfield.
You got Anderson on Booton at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah,
this is one of those.
They've tried that once before. They're going to give it to Freeman up the middle, and he's wrapped up, so doesn't look like Alfred's going to take much of a chance here, backed up in their own end zone. Kind of saw the same thing from Brockport in the first half. They were almost afraid to take a risk offensively because you don't want to give, good field position or turn a turnover into a touchdown.
Well, at certain points of the field, from the 20 to the 20, they seem like they would want to do something. They're going to run a reverse. They're going to run a jet sweep. They're going to do something like that. Here, 7-7, you're, okay, if we got to sacrifice a pawn, sweet. Let's kick it, get it out of here. Let's try to flip the field.
You can't afford a breakdown offensively. So 4 seconds left on the play clock. Alfred's got to hurry up here. They're going to get a timeout instead. So it's Sean McDermott-esque timeout management here for Alfred, where they burn one early in the half. Hope it doesn't come back to bite them later as it's a tight game.
Those are gold, man. Those are gold.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 12 here for the Saxons.
Like 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, you want to call one because you didn't like what you had, sweet. 3rd and 12. You know what? Does a delay game really bother you right here at this point?
Sure.
I mean, you're on the 7. You've already been.
Yeah,
to the
sure.
1.
I mean, it's the difference between 3rd and 12 and 3rd and 15, right?
Yeah,
so
unless you really want to try to get that room, you're running the ball on this down anyway. No, I'm interested to see what Alfred decides to come out and, like you said, do they take a calculated risk here and try something?
Well, I mean, knowing how aggressive Brockport likes to be typically on 3rd and long situations, I wouldn't be surprised to see just a Kelly, like a power run, like just a quarterback draw up the middle, try to take advantage of the aggressive defense.
Well, they may just put a 2-man route here.
Yeah, so Brockport's showing pressure. Here comes Booten off the edge again, and they do throw to the outside, and that's
nice
caught by Anderson. Nice grab there, but not enough for the first
out.
down. Oh, they're going to mark him out. I thought he had that one.
I think his right foot may have come down first out of bounds before he dragged the back foot. So.
Was there no green between the shoe and the sideline? What is a catch? Does anybody know what a catch is?
You know what? I don't really know at this point.
So 9:29 here, and Brockport's getting the ball back.
Apparently you have to maintain control of the ball until you get to your car. No, I don't understand.
Back to return Raylan's Booten on the positive side of the 50 here for Brockport. Booten, reminder, does have a Empire 8 Special Teams Player of the Week. They almost get to it, and this is a bad punt. That's going to bounce at the 32, and Booten picks it up, and Booten's going to take it in. What a heads-up play by Raylan's Booten. In for the touchdown. Boy, you talk about a heads-up play. Everyone holds up because the sideline's yelling, don't touch it. Booten just comes up, and he's past all of the Saxon defenders, and he's got one guy to beat into the end zone. So you talk about, we've talked all season, Mario, about how we weren't expecting it this game, but you come into these tight games, and sometimes it's a special teams play that makes the difference.
Absolutely.
And what a difference Raylan's Booten just made on that play, taking that one in for the touchdown. Wygant on to add the extra point. It's up and good. So Brockport now 14-7. Thanks to the Raylan's Booten punt return that went for a touchdown, all of 23 yards, I think it wound up being by the time he caught it.
But that's one of those things where you're sitting there and it's almost no. All right, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was just they brought the block. They almost got there, so the punter just kind of pulled up on it.
Yeah.
And he grabbed it and came down at the 23 and off to the races. A good block on the outside, and
yeah, but
I think what happened,
punt return that wasn't blocked? 24
yards. I think what happened there was even the coaching staff on the sidelines was yelling and waving their arms, don't touch it, don't touch it. So I think even Alfred pulled up.
Oh, yeah, and because you're sitting there, you're like, we're going to get great field position regardless.
Sure.
This is awesome.
Well, and you don't want the guys that are that close to the ball in that situation when it's a bad punt. Those aren't the guys you want touching the ball, right? So get away from it, don't touch it. And Booten ran 20 yards upfield and grabbed it and went the other way. So another heads-up play by Raylan's Booten might have earned himself another E8 Special Teams Player of the Week here. We'll see. But 9-17, and Brockport's going to give it back. Alfred now playing from behind, so we'll see how the Saxons respond offensively. That's fielded at the 15-yard line and tries to find room, and he's wrapped up and slung to the ground.
There was a gap there that got closed close.
Slung to the ground by number at the 22. It looks like it was Talbert on the tackle. Yep. That was Anderson, who looks a little shaken up after that tackle. He kind of got some support from his fellow return man, number 14, Tony Davis.
Yeah, he didn't look like he landed very well.
Well, Talbot kind of grabbed him up around the shoulders and slung him to the ground. So, those situations, from playing football, your head tends to bounce off the turf on plays like that. So, you need a second to make sure you know where you are before you run off. They're going to hand it to Freeman, and Freeman met by a host of Brockport defenders, and this Brockport defense now playing like they've had an opportunity to interact with the defensive coordinator during halftime. When Coach Fox calls the defense from the box, he sometimes doesn't get to be as animated as he wants to be with his team. And
yes. I think what it is they're bringing overload blitzes now to one side instead of both, because they were trying to cover both of their. You can bring it to both sides. Now they're just bringing an overload on one side, knowing that Alfred cannot. They can't have those longer developing routes or those inside runs anymore.
Freeman trying to fight forward, but he's stacked up. Ben Robinson and Talbert in. Familiar faces for Brockport make the tackle there. Going to be 3rd and 9 here.
I mean, the intensity Robinson brings on each and every play is something that he just fires up his teammates.
Yeah.
I mean, who was the I'm missing it. Who was the Clay Matthews clone last year that used to do that?
Oh, Damiani.
Damiani,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
It was both of them, really, that did it all the time. But Robinson doing it.
Here's
this
Kelly to throw. He's got a hit as he throws.
Guess who?
Yeah, Ben Robinson brings the pressure along with Raylan's Booten, and Kelly knocked to the ground. And the first 3 and out for the Alfred Saxons comes at an inopportune time.
Less than ideal start.
7:53 here left. We talked about Brockport being a third quarter team, and they have been that so far. Halfway through this third quarter, they've got a Raylan's Booten punt return, and he's back out at his own 35 this time, trying to see if lightning can strike twice. It's a good punt here. Fair catch called for and made at the 30-yard line, and that's where Brockport's going to have their second offensive drive of the half. 7:46 left. So, I mean, Mario, we've seen throughout the season how different this Brockport offense plays when they've got a lead versus when,
Yes.
when they're chasing, and they're certainly much more comfortable, as most teams are, with a lead. So I would expect to see probably quite a bit of the run game here, try and grind things down a little bit.
And true to form, McGuire's coming in for you. So
with no running back. So this is going to be a straight quarterback power here.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a steady dose of, mesh coming in as well. And there's as we said.
There's McGuire, who fights forward, 4 yards on the play.
I mean, we used to say
Alfred comes up with the ball, but the officials are saying he was down before the ball came out. So
yeah, we would say it all the time coming in here is the fact that it's hard enough playing Brockport. When you have to go play Brockport and the clock, it gets a little tough.
Off comes McGuire, on comes Ritz with Simmons. Three wide set here, and Altenberger in as well at the tight end position on the right side of the formation.
We love running short side with Simmons, so there they go.
There he goes, and there's a flag down. We'll see what that one is. It might have been, I think they're going to get a legal formation again here against Brockport. I think the far receiver had covered up Altenberger, but we'll see what the call is.
Stay tuned.
Coming soon. The call from the official. Oh, they're going to get offsides. All right. So they're going to decline the penalty, pick up the first down. They got number 3 for the Saxons, which is TJ Marsh.
Yeah, those linebackers, they're never really near the line. They don't know where to go.
They don't know how to tell whether they're offsides or not.
Leaning forward with their heads,
Clock just crossed 7 minutes here for the third quarter. Brockport with a first down from their own 40-yard line. Simmons moves left to right. Prina in the backfield in that H-back spot. They're going to run right behind him here with Simmons, who cuts back up the middle. Isaiah Simmons out across midfield. Slung down at the 47-yard line. Nice run there by Isaiah Simmons. That one goes for 13.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where Brockport could be very, very dangerous as far as Simmons hitting the cutback lane. You could have followed Prina outside, but he hit the cutback lane. And this is one of those things where Alfred has to realize it's a completely different from the first half. Brockport's defense was on the field all the first half. Now their defense is on the field.
Good job there by Ritz to handle that one, but an awesome play by TJ Marsh, who sliced in there and brought down Simmons before he could get going. Loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 11 for Brockport. Brockport taking a lot of time off the clock here on this drive, now inside of 6 minutes in the quarter. This is the kind of game that Coach Mangoni prefers to play, this ball control offense. Simmons moves to the right side of the formation. Watch out for that handoff right across Ritz's face. They're going to throw it instead out there and tipped. And what a just a unfortunate play there by Caldwell. He tried to corral it.
This has been a weird game today.
It really has. They just try to run that little wide receiver screen, and it was low, and Caldwell tried to come up with it, and instead he pops it up in the air, and number 8, Roque Santiago, comes down with it.
Yeah, it's just one of those unfortunate ones. It, unfortunately, will be put on Ritz.
Yeah, I was just thinking in my head, I'm glad I'm not the guy keeping score because I don't have to decide whether that's a fumble or an interception, but that should go down as an interception, I would guess.
Yeah.
I get a thumbs up from the stat guy, so that is an interception for Ritz. 5:21 here left, and Alfred's in business, looking to tie this one up. They're going to throw across the middle, wide open. They've got their tight end.
Who's that, Ben Coates?
That's John Staniszewski.
So you keep knocking on that door, They get the two-man routes. He's in there blocking the whole time, and now just decides to slip out because you forget about him. Heck of a play.
Yeah, and here's how often can you lose? Can you be -1 in the turnover battle and stay in a football game? And that's where Brockport is right now.
Who's playing the inside on Anderson on bottom of your screen?
Oh, Kelly kept it. Big hit by Mann, but he hit the wrong guy.
Oh.
Kelly goes for 8 on the play.
That was a very difficult fake.
That was one of those ones where, they used to teach you, if you're going to hit the wrong guy, make him pay for it, right? Make him pay for that fake.
Oh, yeah. We used to play a team that was an option team, defensive ends. Always hit the quarterback. I don't care if he has it or not.
Yep.
Oh.
Here comes the reverse again. That's going to be Anderson trying to get to the edge across the 10. Yeah, they're going to get Kelly for the hold on the outside there. So that one's going to go for naught.
Yeah, he was he's getting very friendly with man there.
I would say that the quarterback against the outside linebacker is a bit of a mismatch. So not a surprise that Kelly grabbed some jersey on that one.
And that's why I used the cut block.
Yeah.
Fall to the ground.
Or the Peyton Manning, you just kind of get in his way, You just kind of do a little dance in front of him and just enough. Give him the shimmy shake.
You're not a pulling guard.
Like Tom Brady used to just kind of just get enough in the way,
Which is going to negate a very good play, though.
Yeah, it was a good play.
It's crazy. We got quarterbacks blocking. We got linebackers on the line lining up off sides. This game's a little insane.
So what would have been a first down inside the 10-yard line turns into a 2nd and 13.
But as you mentioned, Ryan, obviously 2nd and 13, you're on the 24-yard line. 2 field goals missed already by Alfred.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory, I think, for Alfred. And there's a over the head of Alexander.
We got a Saxton down.
Yeah, the
78. It's going to be Gavin Bartholomew.
Yeah, the starting left guard for Alfred. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back with the rest of this offensive drive and the rest of the third quarter on the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme Bill Gray's.
Smooth sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson. Daddy had surgery and his pain was put to ease. Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
All right, we are back here as Bartholomew is up and getting some help from his teammates to come off. Looks like a lower leg injury for him, and wish him the best. We'll see. Get our first look at, it's going to be Andrew Tax coming into the game here for the Saxons.
You just go full NHL on me right now? Lower body injury?
Yeah.
That's all they have. Upper body, lower body. That's it.
4 minutes here
That's all you
left
get.
in the third quarter. 3rd and 13 coming up after the incomplete pass by Kelly intended for Alexander. They tried to find him out of the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the left of the screen. Here comes pressure from Brockport right off that left guard position. Joe Rada. You talked about it during the break, Mario. I mean, you bring pressure right at that brand new offensive lineman, and that's what they did. They brought 3 guys to the left of the center. Or they showed 3, dropped 1, and Rada just came untouched.
Yeah, you just
can't have that if you're Alfred.
You picked the wrong guy to take because that guy was getting picked up by the tackle. They just brought an overload blitz, and you just put him in a blender. That's pretty much what it was.
So now Alfred's forced to punt after what started out as a promising drive. Remember, they got inside the 10 with the run that got called back for the holding call on Kelly. This one's just going to get kicked right into the end zone. So that's going to bring Brockport out to their own 20-yard line to start this drive. But Mario, you talk about momentum swing here, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had a first down inside the 10-yard line that gets called back because your quarterback holds on a play that you typically don't want your quarterback being the lead blocker, even in those situations.
Yeah.
And then it's negative play, and you lose your left guard, and they immediately come untouched right up the middle.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you got to try to regroup on the sideline quickly and try to say, okay, what's been working for us, what we need to do, and hopefully that's not one of those missed opportunities they have. They're not able to bring the ball over the field.
So 3:11 here left. Ritz on with Simmons in the backfield. They're going to run Simmons right off the left side. Huge hole, lowers his shoulder, keeps running, but there's a flag down. This one's coming back.
Wonder if 3 went off sides again. We'll check that for you.
That's going to be a hold, I think, because that came in late. That flag, that wasn't an offsides flag.
Well, sometimes these guys can't get it out of their pocket fast enough.
This has been I would say, thoughtful officials crew, as it's taken them some time to make sure they get the right calls here. From flag to whistle, there's quite the delay. So coming soon, we'll get the call. I'll tell you, that's something that you don't see often, is a face mask on a guy who was nowhere near the ball carrier.
Yeah, so that must have been around the offensive lineman.
They must have grabbed the offensive lineman or one of the blockers.
Usually you call it illegal hands to the face, not really a face mask, unless he pulled it down.
Sure.
So another 15 yards. I mean, we've seen a little bit of a different team out of Alfred coming out in the second half, a little bit less
undisciplined.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So here they come. They're lining up right in the neutral zone right out of the gate here off that left side.
I see it.
No flag, but they're going to hand it to Simmons. Simmons running hard today. Makes a man miss. Isaiah Simmons across the 30. So that's going to be a 17-yard scamper for Isaiah Simmons. Offense has been all Simmons in this second half.
Very interesting, take out of Alfred is the fact that you have a backup quarterback in, another freshman, and you don't choose to stack the box.
Yeah.
You try to make him throw to beat you.
Clock runs, 2:15 left in this third quarter. Ritz in the shotgun formation. They're going to hand it right back to Simmons. Another big hole. Simmons makes a man miss out into the second level across the 15 to the 14-yard line. That's a 16-yard run that time for Isaiah Simmons.
I'll tell you, TJ Marsh got met in the hole there by Jacob Luster. Pulling guy, it was a collision. Whew.
So Brockport running it right down the field
so
at
the
Alfred.
threat of McGuire, too, to run this as well.
Absolutely.
So he could fake this and then come back around.
Simmons 142 yards on the ground after that run. Fakes the pitch. McGuire keeps it, and McGuire gets out to the 10-yard line, so 4-yard gain there. So Isaiah Simmons with 142 yards rushing.
Is this his Jale Code game?
Turning out
Coming
that
out
way.
party? Yeah. I mean, he's been very
Got
consistent
20 carries
all year,
on the day so far.
Yeah, he's been very consistent all year, though, coming in. And
Inside of a
very
minute
well.
left in this third quarter. Brockport looking to make it a 2-score game, get some distance between them and the Saxons. There's Simmons again, another big hole off the left side, and Simmons spins down to the 3-yard line. That's going to bring up a 1st and goal here for Brockport. And we'll see. It is going to be Ritz, so you think they may reward Simmons for
and
this drive, and they may try to let him punch it in here.
He's been wearing them down. It's like it has really been a tale of two halves now with this Brockport team.
And there's
Just wearing
Simmons,
them
and
down.
he's spun down. Good tackle there. That was number 33 on the tackle. Sorry, that was number 33 on the tackle there. It's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. That was Andrew Speedling, who, remember, had the interception earlier in the game for Alfred, who cut Simmons down at the 2.5-yard line. That brings us to the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter here from the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week, brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Smooth sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
All right, we're back here as the Golden Eagles set up at their own 2-yard line. Isaiah Simmons, just a power formation behind Prina, and Simmons in for the touchdown. Easy work that time for Isaiah Simmons. He finds pay dirt for his 5th touchdown of the season.
Yeah, a little different than we're used to seeing under center. But Simmons, obviously said, hey, guys, put the saddle on my back. I'll take you to the promised land. On his 22nd carry of the day?
22nd carry of the day. Absolutely.
Yeah, with the whole quarter left, he may venture into the 30s before it's all over.
So Brockport goes 80 yards on that drive. Play goes 7 plays, 80 yards. And Brockport, with the Nate Wygant extra point, makes it 21 to 7.
And yet another drive where Alfred had a very unsightly penalty, the face mask to start off the first run, just giving yards to Brockport. Now they have 14:56 to try to come back from a 21-7 lead against this defense. So interested to see what they might do. They might just try one of those reverses on the kickoff again.
Mm-hmm. So that drive was 7 plays, 80 yards, and it was Isaiah Simmons, 6 rushes for 73 yards on that drive.
The other one was the McGuire runoff.
McGuire,
right tackle,
yeah.
I believe, yeah.
Yep. So here's the kick coming from Brockport. It'll be Zach McGowan to kick this one away. Back to return. This is going to be Anderson to return this one from his own 15-yard line. And he's got a couple blockers. He had some room, it looked like. Great individual effort there. That was number 9 on that tackle for Brockport. That was Aiden Thomas on the tackle.
Is there a flag
Got
down?
another flag down, it looks like. See what this one is. Yeah, way back. So
at about 5 yards to offsides.
Well, they might get the opportunity for a re-kick if it's a procedure penalty. We'll see what the call is. It's kind of in that zone of procedure.
Well, they got to meet first. So.
Yeah, so they're going to make them re-kick it here, and this is maybe where you look for a trick play on the kickoff return when you get a second crack at one. That, or if it's me, I may just set up the same thing I just did because he had a hole, and it was just a great individual effort by Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, they've been running up on it all day because they haven't been very, very deep kicks.
Yeah.
So they've been running up quite a bit. I would probably set him up at the 20. He's at the 10-yard line right now. I'd set him back up to 20.
So we've got our second kick here after the Brockport scoring drive. This one again is going to be Anderson at his own 15, so not much distance change. And he's again tripped up by Thomas and finally pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So all that for a couple extra yards. And a drive start.
Anything at this point, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I think if you're Alfred, you have to go into this with almost a 4 to 6 minute, mindset as far as your offense goes. Your 4-minute offense or your 6-minute offense. Because you have to try to put up points really quick here, and then you try to get the ball back, and you're already short a timeout as it is. So interested to see what Alfred comes out here, and we know what Brockport's going to be coming out in. So it's going to be pressure, overload blitzes.
Kelly's going to flip it to Anderson and try to get to the edge, and good individual effort there by Dylan Mann.
That's the thing. I don't understand why they don't try to get Anderson involved into the offense a little bit more. He just seems like a very smooth runner.
5-yard gain there by Anderson.
So you got 14-15 left in the fourth quarter. If you're Twins.
Kelly's going to look to throw. He's going to take a shot deep as receiver falls down, and no flag on that one. Anderson and Hadich got tangled up, and
Anderson really isn't complaining too much.
No,
so
just incidental contact there.
Yeah, probably more upset at himself than anything.
So 3rd and 5 here, and Alfred desperately needs to extend this drive if they want a shot to get back into this one.
Yeah, you're in 4-down territory here. I think it's a given at this point. You're down 14.
They bring on Staniszewski, who had the big catch on the last third down conversion they had.
Well, they'll know he's there now.
Keep an eye on him at the tight end position, and he's going to stay in and block, and Kelly just airmailed that one. So it's going to be.
Stay out.
They are going to punt it away here.
Interesting. They don't want to give a short field up to this Brockport offense. It's just basically the Isaiah Simmons show.
Raylan's Booton's going to go back to return this one. He's already got one punt return for a touchdown today. 14:02 left in the fourth quarter. Brockport showing pressure like they're going to try and get after this one. And oh, they block it! Aiden Thomas! And that's picked up. That's Dan Ewald who's going to run it back for the touchdown. So blocked by Thomas. Aiden Thomas came right up the middle and blocked it. And Dan Ewald picked it up, and there wasn't a white jersey within 10 yards of him when he went into the end zone. So Brockport, with 2 special teams touchdowns in this half, have blown this one wide open. And Wygant adds the extra point. That's 28-7 for the Golden Eagles.
Well, you were right, Ryan. I mean, you know, we talked about this before pregame. This game might be really, really close at the half, and then Brockport's going to open it up in the second half. Neither of us thought it was going to be 2 special teams touchdowns.
No, that's for sure. So hopefully you started the Brockport defensive special teams unit on your fantasy team this week. A couple of scores get you. They got to be pushing 20 points here because they've got a pick as well.
I traded them for Simmons.
Only 7 yards, only 7 points allowed. That's a good start. I think the Raiders defense this week, if you're doing daily fantasy football, they get the Giants and not the Daniel Jones-led Giants. So it could get ugly. I might see a similar game here between the Raiders and Giants this weekend. But Brockport's going to kick this one back away, and we'll see if Anderson or Alexander can return fire here, special teams wise.
It's been a wacky game so far, right? I wouldn't be surprised at anything at this point. Anderson wanted to take this one to the house. I would not be surprised.
Anderson back to his own 5 to field this one, and he's going to come over the left side. He's got a blocker in front of him. He turns the corner here and shoved out of bounds. Looks like that's number 6. Looks like that's Ewald that made the tackle there, the man who just ran the fumble recovery in, or the blocked punt. Also keeps Anderson from going down the sideline. So here comes Alfred. They're going to take over at their own 26-yard line. They are desperate for points at this point.
And this could be dangerous when Brockport knows you have to throw the ball.
Yeah. Single high safety. That's Hadich in the middle of the field there. They're just going to run Kelly, and not much there. Jason Thomas waiting for him. Big number 91 in the middle there, and he's holding his arms out. He's already gotten one flag today for late hit. So. And then we're going to get an injury timeout as well, as Staniszewski was slow to get up. He's coming off, and on comes big number 38, Matt Wagner, in for the tight end position. And they got a couple of tight ends that look like fullbacks.
So, Ryan, you were correct. From the first half, when you said they should have pinned him deep with the punt, Brockport came down and scored on that one. And then we just had that penalty where Alfred was driving. They get that penalty on the hold. They have to punt 3 scores later.
Yeah, it's a whole new football game all of a sudden. Second and 9 here. They're going to throw. That's right to Booten. And I'll tell you, Kelly's been playing with fire all day going at the preseason All-American. And Raylan Booten finally comes down with one and makes him pay. And there's only, I don't know if I've seen teams throw 4 times in one game at Booten all season. I don't know if I've seen it his entire career here at Brockport.
Well, you know, lefties, the world spins a little bit different for lefties anyway. So maybe that's his senior day gift to Booten. Maybe Kelly's just giving him a senior day gift. And we got some extracurriculars.
Yeah, and Brockport's got to be careful here now because there's a lot of chirping going on both sides of the field here, and you don't want to egg on a team that you're already hanging 3 touchdowns on.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, this
Brockport.
game obviously was a lot closer last year.
Sure.
And it was close at the end of the half. Now, this is the time where it does get a little chippy.
So Brockport takes over at 3:17 left here. They're going to give it to Simmons, and Simmons out to the second level again. Isaiah Simmons. I'm not sure what happened at halftime, but Isaiah Simmons has some bang to him in this second half.
I'll tell you what, and the ability for him to run inside the tackles, you don't think you would see that, but he's not quick, he's sudden. You know what I mean?
Yeah. McGuire in and right back to Simmons. Simmons pushing for 200 yards today. I think he's going to get there. Ooh, big hit there along the sideline.
I think he was still in bounds.
He was still in bounds, yeah, so.
But you know what? Just like pops right back up. Give me the ball again. No, we're going to get Marsh.
So Marsh comes in. They're going to give Simmons a much-deserved break after he's been the offense
and this
these
is
last
not a
couple
break
drives.
For Alfred either.
Mesh is going to run angry here, and they're going to run him right between the tackles, I think, and he's going to make some of these Alfred defenders pay. There you go, right across the 10 down to the 9-yard line. You always wonder when Mesh gets the ball in his hands if there's any defenders that owe him cash on the other side of the team, because he runs angry.
He runs like you asked his girlfriend out. You know what I mean? He's just
first and goal here for Brockport.
And that's been the norm for Mangoni. He loves those runners.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
big physical. He's had Jala Code in that role for the last 5 seasons. So Mash bounces it to the outside again, lowers his shoulder. He's going to get down to the 6. So 3 tough yards there for Cam Mesh.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when he breaks that first level and he has nobody to hit, he wonders what's going on.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Put him at your side, sir. What does Mesh go? What do we got?
5'10", 195 out of Spencerport. Second and goal from the 6 here, and it's still McGuire and Mesh in the backfield. Might get a quarterback power here. Nope, they're going to hand it right to Mesh, and he in for the touchdown. Cam Mesh dragging some Alfred defenders with him. He punches it in, and it is Brockport, all Brockport in this second half. Mesh just kind of disappears into the pile and continues to fight forward. Yeah. Altenberger gives him a shove for good measure across the goal line.
Yeah, but we're starting to see, I mean, it's evident now, a tale of 2 halves with the time of possession. Swung the other way. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more for Brockport now.
Wigan on, and the extra point is good.
So at 11:26 left in this game, Brockport with a commanding 35-7 lead over the visiting Alfred University Saxons. I mean, this was 14-7 going into the fourth, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was 7-7 at halftime.
How far back we going, Ryan? It was 0-0 at the coin flip. Like, how far do you want to go here? But just that, just keeping it simple, running the ball, being technically sound in what you're doing, blocking on the inside. Heck of a game by Simmons. I'm interested to see how close he is. I want to see he's around 160, isn't he? Not weight. I'm talking about yardage.
McGowan on to kick this one away. Anderson and Alexander back to return here. They moved Alexander to the other side, trying to get him a shot at a return here, and he's going to field it at his own 6-yard line out across the 20, and he's got some room to run, and that closed up quickly. Dylan Mann, along with number 45 for Brockport, Jeremy Copeland. Oh, sorry, that's Darius Servey, who's in for the tackle.
You know what's weird too, Ryan? We come in this, talk about games and the scores of games and what happens. Because usually you see teams that come into Bob Boozer Field and they get a little overwhelmed because this Brockport defense can put it on you. I like the offensive game plan that Alfred had. It's just he's missing some open guys. There's some blocks being missed. There's some untimely penalties. They had a good idea coming into today.
They did. They had a good game plan, I thought, for the first half, and just they haven't been able to sustain it in the second half. There's Freeman. He's going to bounce it to the outside, and he slips.
Yeah, stuff like that that's been happening all second half for them.
3 yards on that carry. So we got Isaiah Simmons at 25 carries, 175 yards rushing so far today.
Yeah, if they get the ball back, which is more than likely with 10:54 left, he'll go over 200 today, you would think.
So 10:42 here left. Kelly's going to swing it out to Freeman, tries to make some room there, and he does. He picks up the first down, chased down by Joe Rada.
Tell you what, Freeman looks like McCaffrey, don't he?
He does, yeah. He's real dangerous when he gets the ball in his hands in space, for sure.
So, I mean, like simple plays like that just get you to get the ball moving, move the sticks. Let's go.
1st and 10. They're out to their own 45-yard line here, so Alfred trying to put a drive together and figure out a way to get back into this ball game. Brockport showing pressure off that edge. They swing it to Anderson, and he's tripped up.
Man showing a classic example of how to blow up the play and make the tackle at the same time.
Big play by Dylan Mann there.
I think he caught his ankle before the sideline.
He did. One-yard gain on that play. .9:35 left in this fourth quarter. Brockport trying to move to 8-2 on the season and see what they can do about a bowl game. Pass here from Kelly. He's going to throw to the outside. He's got Anderson, and that's just a bit too far for him. Unable to bring that in. So 3rd and 9 here for Alfred, trying to extend this drive.
Yeah, and are we at the point of no return here? If you don't get this, you just punt it.
Yeah, I think at this point.
You're not 4 down now. You're
trying to get something positive here to put on film. 4 wide here for Kelly. He's got Freeman in the backfield with him. Takes a snap, looks to throw, and he's going to throw across the middle, and he kind of had 2 guys in the same area. Ball was dropped. That was number 15 intended, Clay Roberts, and brings up 4th down here, and on comes that punt group for Alfred.
Yeah, I know Alfred came in at 4 and 5, but they seemed like a boxer that would knock people out in the 3rd round. And Brockport said, we're going to take you to 10 rounds, see how you last. And they're just falling apart now near the end of this game here.
Last punt was blocked by Aiden Thomas, picked up and ran back by Ewald. We'll see Brockport showing pressure again, right up the middle again. Almost got there. It's going to be a flag. It's going to be roughing the kicker here by Aiden Thomas. So Alfred's going to get a free 1st down on this one, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of tough to it's kind of tough to argue when the punter winds up with his helmet off after getting hit. I think that's probably going to be roughing, not just running into the kicker.
Yeah, it's one of those penalties late in the game you just don't need. Set back, set up a return, 9:05 left. You're up 28. Why are you blocking it?
Yeah. Instead, Alfred's going to get the ball for a first down here. Quick shout out to our second half sponsor, Bill Gray's Restaurants. Every Tuesday is Great Plate Tuesday at Bill Gray's. Just $9.99 for 2 Bill Gray's cheeseburgers on top of home fries and mac salad. Loaded with your choice of toppings, including Bill Gray's famous meat hot sauce. Great Plate Tuesday every Tuesday. Gimme, gimme, gimme Bill Gray's.
So they're going to Twins open here with the shotgun.
9:05 left. Free first down for Alfred. They're going to look to throw to the outside. He's got Anderson out there. Nice grab by Anderson. He's got Malik Kelly in coverage.
From your left hash, throwing it to the right sideline on a 10-yard out.
Outside the numbers, yeah, that's a good throw.
I know guys in the pros that can't do that.
It's a good throw.
The problem with that, why is that such a difficult throw? The ball's in the air forever. And the speed of these cornerbacks that Brockport have, that's a very dangerous throw.
1st and 10 after the Anderson catch. Brockport showing a little pressure off the right side. They're going to hand it to Freeman, and nothing doing there. Aiden Thomas waiting for him. Tried the suplex, but couldn't quite get him.
I was going to say, he brought him to Suplex City.
Loss of 1 on the play for Freeman. Out he comes, and on comes a new face at running back. It's Stephen Bidwell, number 27, into the game.
Also got number 19 coming in. Ben Vincent, the bottom of your screen. Anderson in the slot.
Welch, the lone receiver, to the top of the formation here, working on Raylan's boot, and they're going to hand it to Bidwell, and
guess who?
Aiden Thomas introduces himself, trying to make up for that roughing the kicker penalty. 2 back-to-back stuffs. Losses of 1 each, so 3rd and 12 coming up here for Alfred. It's nice of Thomas to introduce himself to the new running backs in the game.
The beast incarnate.
7:20 here left in this 4th quarter, and this might be 4-down territory here for Alfred at their own 30-yard line. You know, if you can get some positive yardage here, why not? Kelly takes the snap, and he's going to throw to the outside and well over the head. There was just miscommunication on that one from Kelly and Anderson.
Anderson ran it out. Kelly thought he was running a post corner.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was. But, I mean,
probably not an option route at this level of football, but definitely miscommunication.
Yeah, Kelly, for the most part, has seemed very, very, the quarterbacks that we see that come into Brockport, he seemed very, very composed back there in the pocket. Like, a lot of that noise is going on around him. He's still standing in there and firing the ball downfield. So, kudos to him for that.
So Brockport looking for their 4th down stop here. Same spot in the 2nd quarter. Brockport stopped him, and Kelly takes a shot, but he does get it away. Nice catch, diving reception.
Wow.
That's Welch.
He took a shot on that.
Kelly is down and hurt, and they're waving for a trainer right out of the gate. There's a flag down as well. See what that is. It's the second. Ooh. That's the second flag that they've gotten Brockport for on roughing that I disagree with. That wasn't a egregious hit. It wasn't late. It wasn't up around the head. They just caught him right in the chest.
What it was if I have another boxing reference, when you're falling down, when you're getting hit, is sometimes the worst hit. He got hit once, turned, and the other Brockport defender that was coming from the other side hit him again. Mm-hmm. So it was the second hit that he got, which rattled his cage. So all that said, that flag is essentially a 1.5 yards, basically.
Is that the right enforcement of that, though? Shouldn't it be just decline the penalty? It shouldn't be an additional, because the play standed. It was a.
Is that what he said?
He is giving it to them half the distance. I'm just asking procedurally. I don't know that should have been enforced.
Yeah, I don't know.
because shouldn't it be? It should be either the play stands or you take the penalty. I don't think it's a tack on. It's not a post-play flag. So it's just kind of the second procedural items. It's not typically.
No, if it was one of those penalties that stands on its own, like in a different category?
No, I mean if it was after the play, maybe it would stand on its own. But it was during the play, so. I mean, it's kind of like you get earlier in the game. They got a roughing the passer on the interception. Mm-hmm. It's almost like it doesn't. It's either it wipes the play out or you enforce it. But they're doing both here, so it's just a procedure. Like you said, it's a yard and a half.
Well, we had that too as well with the procedure. They got to run out of
and I think they missed the procedure on that one too. I don't think they should have ran that last play at the end of the half. So we're going to take a break here as they tend to. Chris Kelly will be right back here for the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week.
Smooth sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's. Smooth sculpted lines, impressive hardware, aggressive stance. It can only mean one thing. 'Tis the season to get out and tailgate. Right now at every Bob Johnson, buy any new or used truck, we'll throw in a Mafia-ready folding table absolutely free. Bob Johnson, this is where the savings are.
Bob Johnson.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
So we are back here. A concerning scene on the field. We're not going to show it. We're showing the Brockport team, but we have the ambulance and stretcher out on the field for Chris Kelly, who took a shot at the end of that play. Got spun down and had a Brockport defender kind of run into him, but they're going to load him up and go get him some medical care here as Brockport's trying to finish this one off with 7 minutes left in this game. It was actually, it was a nice play, nice throw by Kelly despite the pressure that he was feeling. Completed it down to Thomas Welch down to the 3-yard line, and then the penalty brings him to the 2-yard line. That's a secondary thought, what's coming up here on 1st and goal after concern here for Kelly, and especially the last game of the year. You never want to see an injury like this.
Yeah,
heading into an off season.
We were talking about his toughness all day and what he's been doing, staying in the pocket.
Yeah,
he's amidst the rush,
Yeah, he's unflinching. He's been unflinching in the pocket all day. Standing in, he's taken a couple of shots. Threw an interception, took a shot, and caught a flag there, and this one here. But he's, we talk a lot. I mean, Brockport brings a ton of pressure every single game, and he's one of the very few quarterbacks we've ever seen come into Brockport and play unintimidated by this Brockport defense. You typically see, especially by the time games are 2-3 touchdowns, you tend to see guys starting to bail out of passes, starting to, kind of fall away as they make those throws. And Kelly has stood in along the pressure. And,
yeah, like I said, I don't know if it was we were talking about, we don't know if it was the initial hit or the secondary hit that he had, because he got hit twice before he hit the ground.
So every player on the sideline and on the field down on one knee as they're doing their best to get him taken care of here. Training staff from both teams out to assist, along with the ambulance crew, to get Kelly loaded up. Chris Kelly, a sophomore, playing much better than that, from Sackham North High School, business administration major. And you see his, when you look at his size, you see why he can stand in there. 6'1", 200. He's every bit of it, too. He's had good runs today and a couple good, really nice passes so far. And Alfred gave everything they could to Brockport in the first half.
Yeah, playing in his 14th game for Alfred.
Yeah, he came in late last season. He came in and he started every game so far this season. Came in late last season as a freshman. I think he played against Brockport last year as well, if I remember. From a procedural perspective, Mario, with this being a 4-touchdown game at this point, I mean, is there any thought going on about calling this one as it lies?
I don't know. I mean, we talk about it. I mean, we've experienced it ourselves, last year and unfortunately on January 2nd. So if you're starting to look at this, it's like, okay, listen, this one's in the bag. There's 7 minutes left of a 28-point game. Obviously, anything can happen in college football, but listen, let's shake hands. Thanks. See you next year. Stuff like that. So, obviously.
Yeah. I think out of certainly, the coaching staffs are out. Coach Mangoni's actually out there as well, helping tend to Chris Kelly, but I would imagine there's going to be at least the mention of it here. Absolutely. To see if there's any appetite by the coaches to call this one and put it in the books.
The guys are getting up and starting to stretch a little bit, at least on the Brockport sideline. So
they do have him, looks like, loaded on to the stretcher here, and we'll see him. Haven't seen any movement yet from Kelly, so
Well, they got him pretty well blocked from our view, whether that's on purpose or not. But not a ton of panic initially. Obviously, if there was something even more, it would have been rushing to get him out of here. So.
Yeah, I mean, we saw his lineman immediately call for them to come to the sideline. That was Alex Rojek, who immediately started waving from the side to the sidelines to come out after the hit.
Yeah. Yeah, typically when you have players like that, you know, we've been around this game a long time, right? If they're in that position, it's either back, neck, or head. So.
Do we have him? Looks like they are gonna getting him loaded in here, and one would expect he'll be taken to Strong West here in Brockport, which is closest hospital to get the best care he can. I wish him the best of luck. We'll see how things shake out from here as the officials are going to meet first. And so we're going to get going here again. 6:57 left on this one.
So it looks like.
I mean, I'm be honest with you, I'm a little surprised there hasn't been a meeting between at least the officials and the coaches to see. You know, again, it's a 4-touchdown football game.
Yeah, it's perhaps the severity of it is something that's like, okay, yeah, we're doing this as a precaution. Bring him to the hospital.
Could be, sure.
He's okay. Obviously, if it were something that was more serious or more dire, they would say, okay, the game's over. We're done. We're getting out of here. So, at least that's a good sign. If they're going to continue to play, hopefully it's not the insensitivity to the player. Yeah. But, you know.
All right, so here Brockport seeing the ambulance off here, and looks like head coach for Alfred Bob Rankel's kind of trying to rally his troops here, and got a couple yards, try to punch this one in for Chris. And again, we wish Chris Kelly the best of luck and see how we finish this one off here into the game. Derek Johnson, Max Freeman in the backfield with him. Certainly Alfred's going to try and bang this one in and make it worth it here. And there's Freeman right into the end zone untouched. Great play there by Freeman, and Hadich takes a shot at the end of the play there.
I had the feeling that
there's going to be some chippiness.
Either it was going to be a very vanilla finish to this game, or they were going to get upset.
Or it's going to get some physicality for sure.
And I was hoping on the former.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's what happened.
So on for the extra point try here is going to be Owen Bishop. 6:46 left, and Alfred makes it 35-13, trying to make it 14. High snap, kick is up, and kick is good, so that will make it 35-14 here. And yeah, that's, you know, kind of what we talked about, right? Like, another reason that you maybe rethink continuing this football game is you wonder, you know, wrong, or indifferent, you worry, you know, about you know the emotions and the physicality starting to get cranked up, and it's in a 4-touchdown game. True. Is it worth anybody getting hurt again over something like that?
Well, you're talking about, Rankel, to his credit, was the 2016 Empire 8 Coach of the Year. We know what Mangoni and the character he instills in his players. Maybe a little bit of ego on their part. Listen, my players will be fine.
Sure.
They're going to be respectful. They're going to be, and you'd like to think that, but like you said, the emotion, if emotion was rational, it wouldn't be called emotion anymore.
Right, exactly.
So,
yep.
Hopefully the rest of the game goes smoothly. 35-14 with, like you said, 6:46 left.
Brockport brings their hands team onto the field here, and Cam Mesh, the lone return man, back at his own 15-yard line. Brockport certainly setting up as if there'll be an onside kick coming here, and if I had to guess, I'd say that there is. Ball's teed straight up and down, which you don't usually see if it's going to be a deep kick, but I guess we'll see how it goes here. 35-14 here, 6:46 left on the clock. Looks like they are going to kick it away here, maybe. Yep. Kick it right away to Mesh. He's going to call for the fair catch, and it's going to be, see here, his little extracurriculars going on here
you
again.
Can't stop it now. I mean, unless the refs decide to just step in and listen, we're done. And then Alfred could claim, hey, we were making a comeback.
Yeah.
You stopped the game on us. So just for everyone at home, Ryan, the rule of college, if they call a fair catch, where's the ball taken?
20-yard line.
20-yard line,
Yep.
okay.
Or 25, sorry. Okay. And that was actually a rule that, I believe if that was actually a rule that the NFL adapted from college. So
does theirs go to 25 as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So 6:46 here left. Brockport out, led by quarterback Jake Ritz, and they're going to give it. No, that's McGuire. They're going to give it to Simmons, and he lowers his shoulder, and he's met in the hole by number 32 on the tackle there, Joe Kopp.
Joe Kopp is slow to get up. He went head
They
first
went head to head right there, and Kopp is.
He should probably not be in there.
He's feeling it. Yep. That would be one that the Skycam would call in and
he'd be
get
in the
him
blue
off.
tent
Yep.
right now.
They're going to get number 45 on this one, is going to be over anxious.
Well, I would
draw the flag. J.J. Derrick. That's going to be.
Yeah, Kopp. He has
5
over.
yards.
Kopp has over 110 tackles this year. Coming into today's contest, and I'm sure he's probably added to that total quite a bit. But he does not look right out there.
Kopp.
Yeah.
10 tackles on the day today so far.
Holding his neck.
I'm not sure what it's been the lag time between
today,
the whistle and penalty calls have been enormous today. All that for an offsides that we all saw. Took them quite a while to call that one.
Well, at least they're consistent.
2nd and 2 coming up here for Brockport after the 5-yard penalty.
They're very consistent today.
Absolutely. Consistently slow is still consistent, that's for sure. So Chris McGuire in. He's got Simmons here, who's chasing 200 yards total on the day. He's got 177 yards so far rushing. Gonna give it to him again, and wrapped up and dropped. Number 45 on the tackle that time. That was J.J. Derrick.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if in this entire series of Brockport that they don't snap the ball with 5-8 seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think
It'll
they're
be
just trying
inside
to
of
get
5
out
seconds.
of here,
Yep. 5:30 here left in what's been a long second half. Just even without the injury time, it's been a long second half. But Brockport has put it together in this second half, 28 unanswered at one point, and Alfred just answered with a touchdown of their own. That one's going to be right at the line. I think McGuire is going to be a yard shy on this one. Going to bring up 4th down here for Brockport. Coach Mangoni going to send the punt unit out, so Dan Jangrasso is going to get another shot at this one.
You get a preseason All-American back there.
That's
Why
right.
not,
Back to return is going to be number 84, Thomas Welch, back to return for Alfred. High snap, but Giangrasso handles it, and an end-over-end kick. Bounces out of bounds, right at the 24-yard line, right in front of the field judge. You got a good look at that one, so it's going to bring up 1st and 10 here for Alfred. 4:25 left on the clock. It's going to be Derek Johnson at quarterback. We're going to do our second half sponsor one more time, Bill Gray's Restaurants. Every Tuesday is Great Plate Tuesday at Bill Gray's, just $9.99 for 2 Bill Gray's cheeseburgers on top of home fries and mac salad. Loaded with your choice of toppings, including Bill Gray's famous meat hot sauce. Great Plate Tuesday every Tuesday. Gimme, gimme, gimme Bill Gray's.
All right. See what Derek Johnson brings to the table here for this Alfred team with 4:25 left.
They're going to hand it right off to Freeman, and he's wrapped up and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him, looks like they're going to give him 2 on the play.
So, Ryan, as we talked about a little bit at the pregame, obviously a lot of things have to happen. There's a tournament of 32 for the NCAA tournament. There's
22 at-large bids, I believe, yeah. Or 22 conference bids.
So there's 10 teams that get in at-large. You figure the top 10 teams that have one loss. The odds of Brockport, even with a win today, getting into that tournament, you know?
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah, not great. Not great to get in. So they're going to call him down. That was a sack by Aiden Thomas. But they are going to call him down by contact. But, yeah, so, I mean, you know, Brockport at this point, they're playing for the right to host a bowl game. We'll see what bowl game that is, Selection Sunday. Tomorrow they'll find out, you know, who the team of 30 or the round of 32 is going to be, and then they'll typically announce the bowl games pretty shortly thereafter once they know who's in. So,
okay. Yeah, we had talked about it too. Like if that had been like a 10-7 game or a 9-6 game against Cortland, even if they were in a loss, you would have thought people that make the at-large bids would be like, okay.
Yeah, I think if Brockport would have been able to keep that Cortland game at like a 1-score game,
yeah, absolutely.
I think it would have been, certainly they would have had an argument, because then you're looking at a Susquehanna team that beat them by 3. If you could have kept Cortland within a 1-score, like you said. But in the pregame, you know, this is a defense that deserves to have the chance to play for a title.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, but Brockport will look to host their 3rd bowl game in a row here. They were supposed to host a bowl game last year, but they had some nasty weather come through the Rochester area last year around this time, and that canceled the bowl game. Oh, that one got blocked.
Yeah, just
got tipped. I would think that was you all that tipped that one.
In case you're keeping score at home, I believe, if my math's correct, counting today, the Brockport defense has surrendered 98 points in 10 games.
Yeah.
So that usually when you have a defense like that, you're either undefeated and you're going to be playing in the NCAA playoffs. So
2:11 here left. You're going to think Brockport's just going to run this one down.
Absolutely.
2 timeouts for Alfred, but
and there's no reason for them to burn them.
No.
We're not talking about a 1-score game here, so. Trying to get Simmons over that mark.
There's Simmons out to the second level, lowers his shoulder, and number 13 on the tackle there for Alfred. So that's Luke Atlas. Clock continues to run here. 1:45 left as Brockport runs this one out. You get a couple seniors out onto the field. Some playing time here. Is a victory formation time here for Brockport as Chris McGuire is going to kneel this one down. Going to be one more kneel, and they'll be able to run that one right down.
So it looks like the Brockport Golden Eagles are going to finish their season 8-2. 2 very tough losses against ranked opponents.
5-1 in Empire 8 play, so they'll finish second in Empire 8 behind Cortland, who will pull the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament, and now Brockport will wait for the selection team to make their choices as to who will be the at-large teams, and then again they'll find out after that the bowl situations and which bowl Brockport will be playing in and whether it'll be at home. I'd guess it's going to be at home based on their record, based on kind of where they're going to fall in the national rankings. They'll be somewhere in the top 40, which usually means if you're not in the the round of 32, you're going to get a home bowl game. So hopefully the Brockport faithful will get one more chance to watch these Golden Eagles at home this season. Should be next weekend, but we'll find out.
Well, yeah, and prior to the Cortland loss, they received 11 votes to get into the top 25. So, fun season. We'll see if it's extended one more game, though.
Yep, absolutely. So that'll do it here from Brockport. Brockport Golden Eagles take care of business 35-14 over the Alfred Saxons to move to 8-2 on the year and 5-1 in Empire 8 play. Really appreciate everyone who's joined us this season on the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week, brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group. For DJ running things behind the camera and on the board, for Mario, my color man, and I am Ryan Lasel, thanking all of you for joining us. We will tweet out. Make sure you follow us on social media at Rock Sports Net. We will let you know if the Golden Eagles can expect another home game this year. If so, we will be here on the call. If not, we will definitely see you here next season. Thank you all for joining us this year on the Rock Sports Network Golden Eagles Game of the Week. We're signing off.